Ya yo, everyone. That is the voice of your Yonko host, Dr. Jace Attorney, kicking in the door for the DCU, everyone. That's right. The DCU is finally here. It's July, goodness gracious, 13th, and it's a new dawn. The DCU, wait. I got to get this right. The hierarchy of the DCU is about to change forever. Quoted from our boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was right. He was right. But back in the Black Adam days, there was a hierarchy that was about to change, and it changed, all right. Not for Black Adam, but for Superman, also known as Superman Legacy, also known as Superman 2025, also known as Superman by James Gunn Superman. We're here, folks, to talk about Superman, the brand new film that just came out, that's here to be our quote-unquote Iron Man 1 to this brand new DC universe. And we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to get into the good, the bad. Oh, there's little bad. But the good, the bad, the what we expect to see in the DCU in the future. And there's a lot to get into. I'm sure we're going to have a very, very civilized conversation about James Gunn and Superman and another comic book universe that I cannot see what we could possibly compare this DCU to in terms of comic book universes that are in live action. There's no other comparison. There's nothing to compare it to. But with me, as always, is fellow Yonko Grandmaster Grandmaster. I don't know what read to get on you here. I feel like you walked out of this theater seething, just so angry that James Gunn did it again. He's 4 for 4 with Super. No, 5 for 5. You could say 6 for 6 if you want to include shows. I feel like
that'd be seven if you include shows.
Oh, we're doing 7. It's 7.
Peacemaker and Creature Commandos.
Oh, I forgot Creature Commando. 7 for 7. Listen. Are you walking out of here just pissed out of your mind that another live action comic book universe is in danger? I don't know what else we could compare it to, but where are you at? What are you feeling?
I'll keep it brief since we have a full panel today, but I walked out of that film. I enjoyed the movie. I give props to James Gunn for making me enjoy a Superman movie. So credit where credit is due. I don't think the movie is a perfect film, and I will be the Lex Luthor of this live if I have to. I'll be the hater.
A hater?
I'll hate what needs to be hate, and I'll critique what needs to be critiqued. But I'm it's still a very enjoyable movie. I very much enjoyed this movie, and we'll talk about other studios later, I'm sure. But yeah, that's where. Well, okay, what he did good was he's making me defend this movie, and I'm mad at the fact walking out of the movie. I never thought I was going to defend the movie. I was like, people could say what they want about this movie, but now I'm outright defending this movie, and I'm like, damn it, that's how you got me. If I have to defend this movie, for me, that's internally flipping my core. And Dr. Mondo's loving the fact that my core is being turned inside out. But that's where I'm at. I'm out here defending this movie. So here we are.
We already have some naysayers in the chat coming in. Let me put this out there, because we also have Supernova's Dr. Mondo, Jet Black Toasty, and Darce, and you guys can chime in as to like what your overall thoughts with the movie are. But there's a Maverick Defender is saying he preferred Hancock from Will Smith. That's Superman Legacy. I'm gonna throw it out there. You guys tackle that in what order you want. But go ahead. Go ahead. No,
I'll go. Because I actually rewatched that movie recently. It was just on and I watched it. I did enjoy that movie, but Maverick, my man. Let me just move on. That movie was spectacular. I enjoyed it. It was probably the best superhero movies I've seen in the last couple of years. And
damn.
Yeah. I haven't gone to the movies to see superhero movies in a while now, but this one I'm excited for the DC universe because we always joke in the past that DC has always been good with animated movies. They were always garbage with live action. I think this is the turning point, and the MCU is in a free fall down the mountain. Meanwhile, the DCU is rising up. And I'm honestly, if you're an MCU fan, I'm sorry for you. And if you're defending the MCU, you have problems.
No,
That's
so
all.
I think I'm gonna echo a lot of what Toasty said. It's like honestly, this is the most fun I've had with a superhero movie in years. I think this movie had everything, really, and it was just so heartwarming. Um, and I think, and I'm not a Superman fan, and it made me love Superman. So that's also like a big thing. But one thing I'm just gonna say, it's like this is the Gunverse. The Gunverse has arrived, but also I hope that this universe is also great so that the MCU wakes up. Because the thing that I want is for both universes to be good and for them to compete with each other, try to one up each other. So if this is great, it's like MCU wake up, someone's taking your throne, try to fight for it. So and the fans we're just gonna win.
Mm, 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 mm.
Oh yeah, and I mean I had a great time. This was a fun ride. I'm over here with Grandmaster Hoop in loving Marvel Universe. Like I'm a huge Marvel fan. However, you got to give credit where credit's due. This was a great movie. Superman had a lot of fun little lines. They had some fun interactions with each other. The scenes were all beautiful. Some of the scenes were a little too comic booky, but I think this all in all was just such a fun and enjoyable ride of a movie.
Okay.
Fair.
Is that the floodgates? The floodgates are open.
The floodgates are open.
Floodgates
I
are
mean,
open.
you know, but we already have some opinions in the chat going in, making comparisons.
I see the opinions and Maverick. Oh my God, no, we're done. Rise of the Silver Surfer. We are done.
Fantastic Four, Rise. He just wants us to say it out loud.
No,
at this point.
no. And
Fantastic
this is the stuff.
Four.
This is the stuff I am fighting on the internet. I can't with this. I can't. But from here on out, Dr. Jace, we're going into the film, correct?
We're going into the film. We're
All right,
diving.
so-
We're deep diving in.
Anybody watching from this point on, we balls to the wall, no all spoilers, okay? The spoiler has been lifted. We getting into this right now. So shoot, taking it from Act 1. I think it's just Superman. This is the most, to Darcy's point, this is the most comic book Superman I think we've gotten on screen. And I think that is a huge W for the film. I think a lot of times when we have these superhero films, a good portion of the chunk is introducing everything, every aspect, every bit of the world, how the world works. And what I like about James Gunn's approach here, he said, I'm going to give it to you in under like 2 minutes. 300 years ago, Krypton was born.
They don't waste
30
time.
years ago, Superman was born and sent to Earth. 3 years ago, he became Superman. 3 weeks ago, he stopped a war in Jarampur in Baravia. 3 days ago, he got his ass kicked by the hammer of Baravia. 3 minutes ago, he got his ass kicked. And from there, I just feel that's such a great launching point for just, he's treating the audience like they're smart. We don't need a whole introduction into this DC world. We just had a decade of shit DC movies. We know it's not going to be too different from those films. And who doesn't know the Superman origin at this point? So,
you'd be surprised.
Who doesn't know the Superman origin?
All the conservative idiots that are saying he's an alien. It's like he's literally an alien, you idiots.
Well, it is funny because I it's kind of like the Spider-Man and Batman effect, where we've had so many films of Spider-Man and or Batman where do you have to see Martha Wayne clutch her pearls getting shot in the alleyway at the beginning of every Batman film?
Yes.
Do you have to see Uncle? No, Toasty, you need to sit your ass down. No, no, no. I don't need to see Uncle Ben get shot and Tobey Maguire chasing his killer. I don't need to see that every film. He doesn't waste time here, but he makes it sure that we're aware this is early days Superman. And I actually liked the text crawl that they did in the beginning, because sometimes with films, sometimes that pulls me out of a movie because it feels like an exposition dump. It just feels like, oh, great, I got to read this wall of text that lays out the foundation. These are the players. This is the war that's going on. Maybe it's because he had it broken down in like sentences, like bracket by bracket. I don't know, but I was reading it and I'm like, this does not bother me. And usually it does.
I do
Usually
not
it
go to
does.
the movies to read, so I had issues with that.
Oh yeah, you
You're
just need
terrible.
flashing colors, Toasty. You just need flashing colors.
Exactly.
Keys.
So
keys
so you don't
dingling.
use subtitles.
No, I do not.
That's a lie.
Right.
That's a damn. I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie.
No, yeah, but I was like totally fine with that. And I think I liked how he did it. It's like, oh, 3,000 years ago, right? Like 300 years ago. Like 30 years ago, like all like the threes, that like again, like it was and very digestible, just like saying, okay, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. You know, you kind of like imagine everything else that went in between that, but this is where we're at. And I
Yeah.
kind of like that because it's like because I totally agree with you. I think it's like exposition dumps like are some of the worst things that can happen in movie because they just take you out of a movie. They make it boring as hell. Absolutely boring as hell. You lose easily 30, 45 minutes of a movie just with an exposition dump.
Or just introductions in general, like
And then it's like you have 45 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more to try to crunch everything back. And like to just like reach the finish line and then you have a disaster. This movie just said like, let's just get into it here.
I mean,
You, the audience, can figure everything out.
he treats you like you're intelligent, and then I see people in the chat say they don't like the font he was using, but after that's done,
Comic
you're
Sans.
in it. You're in it. Like
Like what? Like, did we need like cursive writing or something?
No, we needed Times New Roman,
I'm
like a regular
Roman,
person.
we needed Helveta. I don't know. It's like, dude, it's like you read a few sentences, they give you the gist. You never see the text again. Go up.
I think it needed to be yellow and it needed to just start scrolling above the
Oh
screen.
my
Oh,
God.
Star
Nice.
Wars.
the
That-
Star Wars. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I to Dr. Jason's point, he is this is something I like about David Corn Sweat's Superman and this Superman portrayal. He's a green Superman. This is
Yes.
he doesn't have it all figured out how his Superman is supposed to interact with this world. And I thought the opening, the fact he got his ass kicked, and then the whole thing, he
Oh,
gets
God.
healed, he gets healed, and then he goes back out there because he's Superman. He's like, I'm Superman, and he gets his ass kicked again. I'm like, I
That-
like that. I'm with
Oh
that.
yeah,
You see,
it's
and-
very much like a teenager who thinks he's invincible, right? Like Superman is literally like invincible, like pretty much.
and
It's like-
and to piggyback off that, I imagine we'll get into this much later as to like our overall thoughts of like the character of Superman, but there are a lot of people that do not like what you just said, that he is
I
getting his
did see
ass
that.
whooped
Yeah.
the entire film.
So I have
Um,
to say, like, one of my pet peeves of Superman is the opposite, is that he is just so OP. Like,
Yes.
he is just this, like,
Yes.
yes.
super godlike character that like nobody can ever beat unless you have a shiny green rock. And I like that they kind of stayed away from like utilizing kryptonite to beat him up, and it's just he got beat up, and that's just how it is. And
He
like
got humbled.
right, and
Quick.
I actually really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to glance over the intro because that introduction of Crypto was actually kind of cool. It was fun to see like his
Ooh,
like little
yeah.
interaction. Crypto, seeing him like all bruised up in the snow and then
He's
just
like playing
attacking the
around, play,
crap
play.
out of him. That was so funny.
I
Crypto
felt
wasn't
bad. I felt bad for him. I'm like, yo, Crypto, come on, man. He's in
Yeah,
pain. Can you take him home, please, Jesus?
for real. Have we
Crypto
had
was a standout of that movie.
Crypto's fun. Crypto
I
was a big
love
question mark for me.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Are there any naysayers to crypto that you've seen at all?
They're
Anyone?
naysayers to crypto. They have no heart.
No, there's definitely naysayers to Crypto because, well,
Okay.
here's my thing. I'm like, how do we separate this Superman from other Superman films?
Yes.
Crypto's always been a part of the mythos since I don't know when, but we ain't never seen Crypto live action, and I just think it adds an interesting element. And also, there's this approach to make Superman very human. We're talking about him getting his ass kicked. We're talking about him not being OP, and having him have this relationship with a dog is a very human thing, and actually even drives a lot of the plot a little later on. So I'm with Crypto. I don't think the CGI was necessarily the best, but it didn't take me out of the film.
Mhm.
Nah,
So
it really didn't.
Yeah.
I
Right.
loved Crypto.
I-
And have we had a movie with crypto in it?
we've only had the DC Super Pets animated film
Yeah.
with Crypto, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, no. We also had Crypto. The
Put
Super
some
Dog.
respect.
Yeah,
Hold
that's,
on,
that's a
hold on.
TV
Yeah,
show.
Put some respect.
Yeah, you gotta
That's a
remember
TV
that
show.
one.
We're talking about films.
Th-
He
now-
said, "Have we ever had him in film?"
Mind you, that was my first exposure to crypto. Was that I had no idea there was a goddamn super dog.
No, the only
I
thing
I
I
remember that animated show.
No,
But yeah,
the-
it just added like a little element of very lighthearted goofiness to the movie that didn't feel forced. I think it was just like, yeah, this is he's a super dog, but he's a dog. Like, you know, it adds that little element of like the goofiness, lightheartedness, just innocence, I think. And again, it's not forced, which is one of the things I hate from another cinematic universe.
Okay.
do they ever explain if Crypto actually look like a dog, or is that something that they use to make him
He
look like
he
a
is
dog?
a dog. Krypton is
No.
very Earth adjacent in terms of certain etymology, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I leave it at that.
No, because I can't remember the name of the show or the cartoon I remember seeing when I was a kid, where they had the similar logic where there was a pet from another planet. But I remember in that show they used some kind of technology to make
Oh,
it
to like
hide.
make it look like a dog, to make it
Yeah,
look.
Oh,
because
okay.
obviously it was a four-legged animal, so it's supposed to be the equivalent of a dog. But I can't remember the name of the show. Like I'm blanking on it. I kind of wish they did that with Crypto, because I thought like he just looked like a regular dog. So that's kind of dumb.
He's an
but, I
actual
mean,
dog. They
Yeah.
He's just a dog.
And I
But
think like, and another thing I think supposedly because I was reading this, like Crypto, like the way they designed it and all that
Mhm.
in the movie, it was very similar to James Gunn's Rescue Dog, I
correct.
think.
Yes.
Correct.
So all that was like, oh, that's interesting. That's cute.
It is cute. It kind of reminded me of
Yeah.
my friend's rescue dog. But I mean, like, I see Sanjay is making some comments in the live stream.
Oh yeah, I've been reading,
And-
trying to go off them.
Just say that
Nothing
like
against
Crypto was supposed to be a lot like smarter and wiser as a dog, a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like I get that, but also while we have a green Superman, we might be having a green Crypto too. We don't know how long Crypto has been around. Also, it looks like
We don't.
Crypto. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but Crypto may not have always been Clark's.
Well, yeah, looking at who
Oh.
potentially raised Crypto, I
Yeah.
think that makes sense. He's a little rambunctious.
right,
Mhm.
right,
Yeah, the
Well-
dog imitates the owner.
There you go.
right. Oh wow, yeah.
Yes, come
Seeing
on,
as
yeah,
how
come-
we saw that character, and we'll get into
Yeah.
it, but yeah, that
Yeah.
matches. That
It
matches.
matches.
It matches.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I have a question. Did anybody get a little too cringed out when Superman had to save every single living thing that was like in the path?
Oh,
Not at all.
like-
Not at
No,
all.
no,
Not at
thank
all.
you.
I really
Zero.
did it.
Zero.
I found
Zero.
The thing is that it was kind of funny because I was like, after seeing Man of Steel, and again, like nothing against like Henry Cavill as Superman. Like I think the whole problem with that is Zack Snyder that doesn't know how to write. pretty much it's like a Superman that was just destroying everything and showing how powerful, how much of a god he is.
Yeah.
And this guy who is just like truly embodies kindness, hope, light. Literally, like Superman, it's like his power comes from the yellow sun. The sun is light, it's hope, and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. Like he embodies all that, and it's like he just wants to save everything. It's like he doesn't see evil like in everything and everyone. So it was kind of like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. Like how he just like, no, you can't fall on this building. Hey, don't kill this giant beast or whatever.
That's-
There's a zoo out there. We could
It's
take
like,
him to a
there's
zoo.
galactic zoo. We can take him, or we can study him. We can take him to a zoo. The squirrel.
The squirrel.
Okay.
No,
Maybe-
I
Squirrel took me out of
Maybe
it.
the
Squirrel,
squirrel
no.
was over the top. Maybe the squirrel. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
They did that on purpose.
It's
Like
a-
that was just like, oh, you're kidding me. He's that nice.
we are establishing a contrast because speaking of this world building, which I think James Gunn does a really good job at, we're establishing that Superman is very much, I want to save people. I want to prevent death. I want to prevent harm. And it doesn't matter what the living creature is, because in contrast, in this scene, in this kaiju sequence, who is not saving people in this kaiju fight? The Justice Gang.
Our
The
boys.
Justice Gang.
Yeah.
They are not.
We bring
actively
the bull. We bring the bull to you.
Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawk Girl, who is not Shira Hall, by the way.
Yes, yes.
That is not Shira Hall. So let's make that point clear. They were actively trying to kill the kaiju, which I get it. You know, there is the whole debate about, you know, the best. What does Tony Stark say? I think it's about the best weapon you got to fire once. You know, they ain't trying to save this thing. They're trying to kill it. You kill it, you prevent more lives, right? So there's this contrast that we're establishing between the other metahumans in the world versus Superman and how he approaches, which I appreciate this scene in this contrast that we were getting. Even if the squirrel's over the top. Even
It
if the
is,
squirrel's
because
over
like
the
in my
Over
head
the
when I
top,
saw
but I think it's just to like really hammer in that fact. I think that's like, wow, he really wants to save anything. It's just like it's like unfiltered kindness, and like even like his way of seeing how the world works. And sometimes it's kind of refreshing, right? Like when he's talking with Lois, right?
No,
That
right.
interview that he's like, oh yeah, it's like, but then Lois is taking it from a very rational point of view, saying it's like, hey, like, did you even appreciate the consequences of like, you know, like interfering with another country and like
we have to talk about this interview. This interview scene was great.
the interview scene was great.
it was.
It was, and how he ends is just like people were going to die.
The infamous line in the trailer.
People were going to die.
Right, that's it. It's like he's saying it's like, what the hell? It's like, why the hell do I have to just like go through all these channels and all this kind of stuff? If I did all that, they would have been dead. It's like I just went there. I prevented people from dying. I didn't kill anyone. No one was hurt in the process.
Did you pick up the president and
No.
threaten him?
To be
Yeah,
fair, people were hurt.
Dude.
People were hurt. He said that he sent some people to the hospital. And I mean,
Minor injuries. Hospital
did
bills
they
are
not-
Broke a
expensive.
few broken bones.
what is a few broken? Hey, you talking about soldiers? I mean,
Listen.
do they even have health insurance? It might
Th-
destroy their family. So he's an evil man.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
saying. Medical bills, broken back. only
Some people
working
don't
member
got
of his family.
insurance.
But this is a great question, I feel, because when you look at past Superman films,
Listen. Go ahead and say the name out loud.
Name
You
the-
know
name
damn
it.
well.
Okay, Man of Steel.
Man
and
of
Batman
Steel.
Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. Yes, there was this kind of whole kind of repercussion thing that he faced. He went to that trial, and then
That's
but
right.
outside of that, I felt it was relatively kind of moved on, or there wasn't people in his direct life that were challenging his mantra, his core. I like the fact that Lois out here was playing devil's advocate
Yes.
Because also I do like this in this interview scene. It shows Clark is green too. You know, Clark thinks, man, I can interview Superman and get the leg up on Lois. Lois is not even the established reporter, from what I took watching this film. Like, you know, she has yet to have her quintessential interview with Superman, you know, that puts
Right.
her
No,
over
that
the
makes
top.
sense because he only became
Yeah.
Superman 3 years ago, and you have to
Right.
assume he became
And they
Superman.
had just started like dating or whatever. Like,
No, but it's not only that. You have to assume that he's fresh out of college, so they're both really starting member of the Daily Planet. So obviously, she's not a top tier journalist yet. She's just a freshie.
Yeah, it's a
But
good
you can
call.
see she's got it. She's
She's
she
grilling
hit
him. She's grilling
Yeah.
him.
oh, she's grilling the shit out
And
of him.
and
I
I
mean-
like that because it, like what Grandmaster was saying, it's a good contrast to what Superman does not see, which Superman just sees like the kindness in people, and he wants to embody that kindness. People were going to die, so he just
But-
goes and saves
Yeah.
them. But then
For
you have
someone who's-
Lois, like in contrast, saying, "Listen, there are more complicated issues than just saving people."
There are a lot more moving
And-
parts to this than what
right.
you're telling.
And
Than what
she might not agree with those thoughts. I think at her core, she does agree with what Clark is doing, but at the same time, she's like, this is what people see, some people see when you do stuff like this.
No,
And this is the
but
world that we live in.
what I was gonna say also is that she just did a regular job. The reason why
That's what a
Superman
reporter's going to
could
do
not-
to him.
No, but that's not the thing. The reason why Superman was unable to handle the interview is because I was telling Dr. Jace yesterday night after I finished the movie that Superman was interviewing himself. He doesn't really have any experiences
Yeah,
interviewing people.
that's a good
He got
point.
it. He got his clout or his experience in the company, you know, his reputation by interviewing Superman. But I mean, anybody can interview themselves and make themselves look good.
He's
Especially-
filling his ego.
Exactly. So he's not used to actually asking proper questions. So it shows his immaturity and his lack of experience as a journalist. Meanwhile, Lois Lane actually has to try to become a journalist.
Yes.
That's the main
Yes.
difference.
Yes.
Which
But
I like
also-
that. I like
Yeah.
that we're getting a Lois that we're growing with.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
as this
Because
reporter.
Right.
he saw it when the interview started, he was calm, and then questions started happening, and dude, he did not know how to handle himself because he literally never had to do an interview as Superman.
Except
And-
with Clark Kent.
Except for Clark, and all he's doing is on his home computer. Ha 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 ha! Look at myself.
and mind you,
I'm
even
amazing.
even though this Lois is growing, you still see the fire of Lois Lane as a reporter, because that's one of the things that I've always, and again, I haven't seen every like live action interpretation of Lois Lane, but Amy Adams was not doing it for me in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. To me, she's fine as is. She didn't do like a bad job, but when I envision Lois Lane, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
like
of
Lois Lane is
the-
like she.
I'm thinking
She's a
of,
firecracker.
of Superman the animated series Lois Lane. I'm
You know
talking
what's
about
crazy?
that bitch.
Some respect on her.
That-
Dana Delaney, Superman
No.
animated series. There it is.
You know what's crazy? I don't even remember Lois Lane from the Batman v Superman movie.
She's in it, but
She's
like,
in it, but she's
I don't remember
at the
her.
same time she is not in it. Like
No, I legit do not remember her being in the movie ever.
it's
she like goes to the desert and finds that Lex Luthor is out here doing shit, but it never
Oh,
like
yeah.
amounts to anything compared to the rest of what's going on in the film, and it's just it's not. They just tack the name Lois Lane, the job as a reporter, and they kind of don't do much with it. So I like we're getting back to basic Lois Lane, but now we're growing, which I don't think we ever grew with Lois Lane, unless you watch
Yeah.
My Adventures with Superman. That's
oh
that's a good
great.
one, too.
Here we
And
go.
I also just one thing that I really like about this Lois too is that like it's not a Lois and Clark or a Lois and Superman sort of dynamic. She is her own individual person, I
Mhm.
feel like, a little bit more in this one, especially with this really interesting idea that like you are dating a superhero, right? You're dating someone who has everybody has their eyes on, but you don't have to choose him. It's not like you like, oh, okay, like I'm dating Superman, so I'm gonna stay with him and like whatever. She's going through this conflict internally too, of like, yeah, I'm dating you, but I don't know if I really like you. And I don't have to stay with you because you're a superhero. So I really liked that dynamic with it. Also, when they were doing that interview scene, I love that they were breaking up the serious bits with how do you turn this freaking recorder off? And like just like having that comedic Superman or Clark Kent type moment.
Oh, a serious moment. With
No,
the
no,
joke
no, no,
in
no,
it.
no, 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 no. It wasn't forced.
Oh!
It wasn't forced. It was
It
not
wasn't
forced because
forced.
you could
That's-
tell he was getting frustrated.
He's
That's what
frustrated.
good
And it was-
writing does.
It was good writing.
That's what good
Instead
writing
of
does.
instead of funny enough, I think RDC World made like a skit about MCU jokes recently in serious moments. And that is the type of stuff you see in MCU projects where
Actually, you
you
know
have
what?
someone going to the hospital saying, "I think she's going to die in 2 weeks." And you have the character on the side saying, "Damn, before the PS6 comes out?" Like the contrast makes no sense. But
No,
here
no.
it does. It
No, you know what?
does.
No, it's supposed to highlight how an experienced Clark Kent is actually doing his job because
Deflecting.
no, it's not deflecting. It's the fact that he didn't even know how to properly use a recorder.
Oh.
A basic material for journalism and interviewing. He's been supposedly he's
sucks.
been doing interviews for a while, but in reality, all he's been doing is interviewing Superman or himself. He has not interviewed anybody else because he didn't know how a basic recorder works, something that you would have assumed he would have needed for his job. That is just supposed to show or highlight his skills, I guess, as a journalist. That's what I
Let me,
think.
let me
was
just
well
say,
done.
let me say, based off of what you just said, because I'm reminded, we don't get a lot of Clark in the
We
Snyderverse.
don't.
No, we do not.
Or in this one too.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I am okay. To your point, yes, I am going to bring that up about Clark. Well, okay, we'll talk about it now. This one Clark scene was enough for me, but that's a critique. I did want more Clark. After this scene, we don't get a lot of more Clark, except some downtime moments. But
Let me stop you real quick. I'm watching Superman, not Clark Kent. Amazing journalist.
they are one and the same, and I think it is a noteworthy contrast to display in your film because then you get stuff in Snyderverse where there is no real distinction between Clark and Superman except the glasses. You know,
You don't
He
like
puts
it when
them
he
on.
aura farms after having a courthouse blow up and civilians dying? You don't see Clark Kent in that?
Clark Kent's not in that scene. It's Superman.
But
What
but they're one and the
But
same.
Clark Kent is Superman.
all I'm saying is in like those films, Clark Kent and Superman have like the same vocal intonation and like it's just him with glasses. He walks up to Bruce Wayne, he's like, "Yeah, the Bat of Gotham is bad. We got to do something about him, Mr. Wayne." I don't know. I just felt this was more of what I want to see from a Clark Superman contrast. I give them credit to this, but I don't think there was enough of it. I will
I
say.
think-
I didn't need any more Clark Kent. I think it was pretty obvious throughout the movie. It's like, again, like Clark Kent is Superman, Superman is Clark Kent. Okay, sure. But I think I could see the moments in which Clark Kent kind of bled through Superman and they're one and the same person.
That's a good point.
It's like I don't need to see like, oh, give me like 20 minutes or like 15 minutes of only Clark Kent, him with his getup or whatever. No, I didn't need that because throughout the movie, you see how Clark Kent bleeds through Superman.
Yes.
There's a
Yes.
specific scene that we're gonna get to in Act 2, and we're gonna come back. So remember that point. Remember that point.
But you
'Cause that's
brought
a
up a
really
good-
good point that you said.
And you brought up a good point that we didn't get to see a Clark to Superman transition in this movie.
We did not.
You
That-
see?
Oh,
that
you mean like
is
the
frequent-
Ripping of the
opening
shirt.
Or,
Oh,
or just
okay.
like speeding around, like doing like the twist.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, those
Yeah.
I
Superman
was totally
quintessential
fine with that
moments.
because it's like, again, they're one and the same person.
No,
I-
but I would say Dr.
No, he's
Wonder,
talking
if
about
they
just-
had,
That's
No,
an
no, I know,
iconic
no.
Superman.
I know.
Right.
yeah, if they had that scene, it would just been like, oh look, it's a throwback to like the old comic
Yeah.
book
It
Superman.
might
That
have
would have
been
cool.
cut.
It could have been cool.
It
Like,
might
I-
have been.
The thing is that I wouldn't have mind. Like, obviously, I saw that scene. I would have been like, "Yo, cool," but it not being there, it didn't take anything away from.
Well, I'll say this because there was when the first poster came out for Superman with him putting on the boots, and if you
Oh.
watch interviews,
Right.
they talk about how Superman, Clark Kent, is the everyday man, and that Superman is a job for him, and he's supposed to be the everyday man putting on the boots and
Mm.
going to work. I think I would have liked to have that scene
You
because
know what?
the place where it didn't happen, uh, Lois was in his apartment,
Mhm.
and he was already in costume. He wasn't putting on your background, Darce.
Yeah.
That's when it happened. I don't know. I think I would have liked that because I liked how they talked about that thematically from a thematic standpoint. I think the transition just kind of helps home in this idea that he treats it as a job. He's going to work. But again, to Dr. Mondo's point, Clark bleeds through the Superman persona. And again, it's because he's green, it's because he's fresh. But all this does not help because this all adds to the D1 hater who is the someone did an edit of Lex Luthor with Kendrick saying, "I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk." And it was good. And actually, because we could talk about Lex now and this villain plot. Hot take.
Here we go. Oh God!
Okay,
Here
there
we
we
go.
go.
Here
I
we
was
go.
waiting for that.
Get ready.
take.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nicholas Hoult is good as Lex Luthor. This is not walking out of the film. I
But-
said this is not my favorite iteration or the type of portrayal of Lex Luthor that I like to see. However, when someone described it as him just being an outright hater, I said, fine, that makes the performance better. If this is the hating ass Lex Luthor, who's just a really cringy, like childlike hate, but like genius level intellect, I'll take it.
He's almost like
Why-
he's
okay.
almost like an incel.
Wait.
Why
Let's
does
pause for a second.
why does someone have to tell you that? Like
Nobody told me.
wait.
I
Like,
just saw it. Just hit me when they said he's a hater.
Okay, wait.
That's what
Pause.
hit for me.
What do you want to see in Lex Luthor? Because you said that's not the one you wanted to see. I want to know what.
Dr. Jace, what do I want to see from a Lex Luthor? Please enlighten him.
from a
but
form
they're
of
asking
fiction,
you.
from a form of fiction that doesn't make any sense to
wait.
draw a comparison
Dr.
to.
Jace,
But
stop
but
for a
I-
second. Let him explain himself.
I will
wanna
let
hear from his
you-
own mouth.
No.
I will
I'm
let
gonna
you.
let Dr. J say because he's right. Because he said it when we walked out of the film, and I was like, "You're absolutely right."
No. I want to hear you say it.
My preferred Lex Luthor is the Superman, the animated series Lex Luthor.
Foolishness.
Here we go. Here we go.
That is not
Foolishness.
All right.
foolishness.
Let me stop
That
you
is
right
not-
now.
That is
How
not
can you
foolishness.
compare? How can you compare a real life action movie?
It is a portrayal.
No.
Portrayal.
With the animated movies, there are a different way you can animate the character to express way more emotions, especially with the lightning, the animation that you can do in real life.
It's the
You cannot
portrayal.
compare.
It's
You're
not about
comparing.
the medium.
Ap-
It's not about the
Well,
medium.
Apple
Don't make this
oranges are
about-
both round, so let me just compare them right now.
I don't think
because,
this
hey,
is
they're
about the
both round.
medium. This is not a talk about the medium.
I like animation better.
I
You know
like
what?
my Lex Luthor who he secretly hates Superman and puts up this front, this really strong front of he's cool, calm, and collected. This Lex, I feel, was outright hating.
Because
Didn't
he's
care who
young.
saw it.
They're both young. The animated series, both Superman and Lex are adult. They're older.
Grown
they're
ass
Correct.
men.
And that's a good
Grown
point.
ass
That's
men.
a
Grown
good
ass
point.
men.
They know,
You're-
how
that's a
to
good
interact.
point.
So you're comparing two different Lex Luthors from two different points of their life, from two different
That's a
type
fair
of
point.
animation. I've never seen you criticize the MCU like this. I'm just saying.
Let's not make this about the MCU
and-
because we don't have direct comparisons like
And
that.
funny enough, we
This
just
is a better
got.
villain than
we-
the majority of the MCU villains in
I'm
the
not.
We
last
just-
I did. Where did I? Say
Why do you
he
keep
was
bringing up the
not-
MCU, Grandmaster? Why do you keep
Where
bringing
did
it
I
up?
say- Where did I stop? See,
Okay.
I never said. I said I was strictly talking about Lex Luthor. I didn't say anything about the.
You know
MCU.
what?
The
I didn't
thing
say
is,
it
you
was
were thinking,
worse.
no,
than
I knew you were
anybody.
thinking about the MCU. I knew 100% you were thinking about the MCU.
I
when
was
you did
not.
that.
I was thinking about Clancy Brown, Lex Luthor, Superman the
Okay.
animated series.
We
I
just,
literally
but
said
see, I think that's an unfair comparison to make that because we just got off of saying how we liked how green the characters are and how we're able to grow with them with like Superman, Clark, Lois. But then we're comparing an aged up, like Toasty said, an aged up Lex Luthor from the animated series, and we're saying I prefer that character over this green Lex Luthor, and it's like that doesn't click. That doesn't, because you might as well just say I prefer the animated series Superman because I like how he's very calm and collected in the scenes that he's in, and he takes control over everything.
And
That is a dumb comparison.
Wait. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. Eventually, in the later movies, Lex Luthor is gonna form a fake relationship with Superman, and they're gonna pretend to be friends, and then that's when he's gonna evolve into the animated series version of Lex Luthor, where he's pretending to be friend, but he's still plotting behind him. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. But as far as I'm aware, let me say one more thing. As far as I'm aware, I think it's like Dr. Mundo, one more thing. As far as I'm aware, we've never seen a young Superman and any type of live action or animated content before. Smallville doesn't count.
It literally is what you just described.
Smallville counted, I guess.
I know what you mean though. Like an actual like young, like he's in the suit and he's out there like in Metropolis. Exactly. Yeah.
Can I say something real quick? Because this is why we come to the table. Because I hear what both of y'all are saying.
And you're realizing you're wrong.
No.
I'm always right.
It makes sense.
The MCU was right.
It makes sense because in Superman the animated series, it's the reverse thing. We see the cool, calm, collected come off of Lex Luthor, and by Justice League Unlimited, he is unhinged and he's a straight up villain. No more of this persona. So to what you are saying, if we are going to grow with Lex Luthor, I'm with that. And see, I am adhering. I am listening to what you're saying, and I like that. And if that was the intention, kudos to James Gunn, because that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense.
I gotta tell you, because we cannot judge a type of media by one season or one movie. We have to let the character grow within 3 movies or 3 seasons.
Let me draw a comparison, since we're talking about Lexes that are supposed to grow. Are we now able to take a page from revisionist history and revisit Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor and say this was a green Lex Luthor, he was a cringe incel, and he was eventually going to grow into the Lex that we all wanted to see. I get he was putting Jolly Ranchers in people's mouths, but he was going to grow from that. He was going to grow from that.
The difference between Jesse Eisenberg and this Lex Luthor is smart, but he's a hater. Jesse Eisenberg belonged in an insane asylum. This man was putting candy in people's mouth and turning his finger inside somebody's mouth, which is weird. And he had the entire scene where he got angry and there was snot falling out of his face. Lex Luthor he has some kind of honor to himself. He has some kind of upstandingness. He doesn't degrade himself the way Jesse Eisenberg did. That's the difference. Jesse looked like a fool.
I think you made a good point. With this Lex Luthor is definitely he's very hateful. He's also very obsessive, as kind of some in the chat were pointing out, very obsessive. But there's still to a certain degree a calmness in him.
Exactly.
There still is, because
it's when he thinks he's winning.
He goes through with his plans. He's very hateful. And even when he loses his cool, he kind of reels himself in, and it's okay, let me put it back on. We got work to do. We got a job to do. We got a world to destroy. It's we got lives to destroy.
Well, let's talk about it. He orchestrated this whole Hammer of Baravia incident. He has his tech dudes on standby, controlling and giving coordinated counter moves to every Superman move because he hates him so much. He says, I know what he's going to do in this exact moment.
That is a certified hater to the nth degree. That is insane.
That was insane. Remember, 12 May.
Remember,
2C.
He's playing Injustice. He's playing
No, remember, he created 25,000 moves to counter Superman.
That's
That is
ridiculous.
a professional hater right there.
Professional. No, man.
Again, compared to Jesse Heisenberg, who was just putting candy in people's mouth and
Hmm.
nodding
He is
away
at
like
the
he was a
bottom
One Piece
tier.
character.
There was someone
Yeah.
there was someone in the chat saying he's not a hater, he's obsessed. I'm sorry, you can be an obsessed
An
hater.
obsessive hater.
That's an
yeah.
But that's the
obsessive
thing is,
hater.
I feel like that's been like Lex's known thing is that he is just obsessed with Superman. Even in the Smallville series, which definitely counts, he's just obsessed with Superman. And I actually kind of liked this approach of Lex where it's a little bit more on that real side because like in the world that we're living in now, I can see someone who gets a lot of following and a lot of clout for being someone who's been in the tech industry for a long time and who has a lot of influence because of their power and the way that they create all of these inventions that people want to be a part of. I see how he can get that following group and how people blindly are like, "Yeah, I'm with you, Lex. This guy's an alien. Get him out of our world." Like
Elon Musk.
I
Oh,
didn't
you
say
did.
that out
Yeah,
loud.
no.
I did not say
I
You didn't
that.
have
didn't
to say
say
the
it. I
quiet
didn't
part. You didn't
I
have to
mean,
s-
I didn't
It's
But it is interesting to see that POV of without it being a direct hit, like it takes a little bit more thinking power to like think and see who that correlation was. But
well, hold up. You think to who's Toasty said would go inside somebody's house and just trash the place? That was uncalled for. He
What do
did
you
not
mean?
need when he went into the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh
It just
yeah.
had them wrecking the place, man, and wrecking the robots.
to be fair, the robots attack.
The robots were doing their job.
Hey,
Like,
I don't
Who
know.
threw the
It's
first
like, yo,
punch?
he got into Superman's home. They were like, can you please get out? And it's like he was like, nah.
Hey, as far as I'm aware, Superman's home was built on an illegal piece of land
Oh,
that belongs to
no,
other
no,
country.
no.
You can't
no.
do that in
There's no-
Antarctica.
Hey,
You can't
nobody
do
that.
nobody owns the Arctic, as far as I know.
Yes,
Actually-
they do. Countries
actually-
have separated Antarctica. It is separated by multiple countries, Grandmaster, including Argentina, the U.S., Russia. It is separated.
Wait, talking about we're in the Arctic, not Antarctic. We're in the Arctic.
No, they're in Antarctica.
They're
No,
in
they're in the
Antarctica.
Arctic.
No,
They're
they're
in
Antarctica. Because
Oh,
This Fortress of Solitude
Here we
is
go.
in the
Here we
Arctic.
go.
no, it's Antarctica.
Who's gonna
No.
open up a map? Who needs to open up a map?
The Fortress of Solitude is always in the Arctic.
And guess no, it is Antarctica in this movie because Eve, when she got out the ship, she mentioned, "Oh, that's my first time in Antarctica."
She's dumb. She doesn't know what
She
she's
was,
talking
to be
about.
fair, she was smarter than we all thought she was.
She's
She was not
dumb.
dumb. She was
She's
smart.
dumb. Oh, fine. They moved it to Antarctica. This is stupid.
Oh wow!
Movie loses
Interesting.
half a point. Movie loses half a point.
No.
Again, going back to what I was saying, which I was right once again, just like the thing with Eternals. Once again, he moved it to Antarctica. He built his house on another country's property. As far as I'm aware, those countries might not have stand your ground law. So these robots attack. That is maybe Lex Luthor was lost. I'm just saying they could have talked to him.
All right. Here's what I'll say to the whole Antarctica.
Grandmaster,
thing.
one more thing. If somebody just show up to your house, you're just gonna start beating them up. That's what you're saying.
Well, if I ask them to leave and they do not leave and they entered like
What if they were
without
confused? They were
authority.
lost.
What
Lex
if-
Luthor was not confused.
What if they say, "Let's talk
don't know that.
first"?
No,
Are
he
you gonna
wasn't
open
confused.
fire?
Listen. It was giving. I don't want to say it, but they just came into a place. They were warned to leave, and then they proceed to trash the place. I don't think that was right.
I think that they could have used their words. The robots attack. They were violent first.
Hey, they
robots
attacked
gave
the
them a
dog.
warning.
I didn't like that they attacked the dog.
They attacked Crypto.
Hey, some dogs are violent. If I get attacked by a
Crypto
dog,
was doing what dogs do. They protect their home. Stop defending Lex Luthor.
You know what's funny? I feel like I hate making the comparison. I feel like in an MCU film, not gonna name what type of film it would have been, but I feel like a scene like this, they would have had the villains like give Crypto like a tennis ball and like distract him so Crypto's going off and playing on his own, and then that's the gag.
Yeah.
Oh look, he's a dog, he's silly, he's not protecting the home that he's supposed to be protecting. Here, Crypto was on business. As soon as those guys came in, they're like, "Nope, I'm not stopping. I'm gonna kill one of you." And then that I forgot that character's name, the one with the
Oh, the
The-
engineer.
the engineer.
That's her name.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yes,
yes.
the engineer.
She throws that thing on Crypto's face, and everyone in the
The
theater
nano machine,
was
yeah.
sad.
Everybody said, "Can he breathe?
Can
Is
he
breathing?"
breathe?
Obviously not. Like,
Mm, mm.
So here we have now the thematic thing, this Jor-El message from Bradley Cooper that was driving Superman to be Superman. Lex gets a hold of it, releases it to everybody, and it turns out Superman was sent there to take over the world.
it makes sense. It makes absolute sense.
I'm fine with it. In in a lot of iterations, Krypton is a powerhouse, a planet where they try to conquer and colonize. So I don't think this is absurd to go this route, you know. I mean, he's right. He sent him there because they had a yellow sun and they knew what it would do for him. So, but you know, this shakes up Superman's core. We're in Act 2 now. Okay, this is Act 2. I like this. Here's where I critique the film. And I know we talked about this a little bit with I talked to Dr. Jason Darce. The parents Jor-El and this driving Superman versus the Kents, Ma and Pa.
Mm-hmm.
This contrast, this dichotomy between the two parentage and how he navigates the world. I don't think Ma and Pa got enough of their kind of teachings to, you know, be as impactful as what they had hoped in this film. I think they were undercooked a little bit because this was supposed, because he was so shooken up by this. And like, I'm like, what about your mom and pa, man? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I
no.
don't think Ma and Pa had a lot of moments where they could have given him life lessons, but I think the whole point of it is like the human life, right? The simple life, like you don't have to go out and do something, super crazy out in the world. You just need to be you. And for the longest time, Superman was like, I'm here on a mission to do good because that's what my parents told me to do, is to do good. And I think Ma and Pa just raised him the best that they could. And he like took that afterwards and was like, okay, like even though I got this message, even though like the full message is complete now, who am I? I'm having an identity crisis because I want to be what my parents sent me out to be, but then has that all been a lie? Like, should I take this path? Should I not take this path? Like, what my driving force is now in like a total disarray. And so like I need to be a little bit more of this. I need to figure out who I am. And I feel that identity crisis throughout this movie. And then towards, I think it's Act 3, where he hangs out with Ma and Pa, he starts to get like a little bit more of who he is, and he gets that reminder. But you're right, there weren't that many life lessons for him.
the only Ma and Pa scene we get before Act 3 is, Clark, do you know how to work the phone? I
Yeah.
don't know how to make a phone call.
Oh God,
which-
yeah. I was telling Grandmaster after the movie, this was like the most and I don't even know what word to use. The most
Country?
most country, most rural Ma and Pa that I've ever seen the Kents portrayed as, to the point where they don't know how to use a goddamn cell phone in 2025.
But you see,
and
to me, I agree with that though, because if you think about it, Superman lore is that he's from a small town, maybe less than 1,000 people. They're farmers. It's a simple life. You can see it there in their house. They're not going to be technologically savvy. And I'm thinking, like, based on my own parents, they live in a modern city, modern country, and they still have trouble with tech to a certain degree. Where
do they call
I'm a-
televisions boxes? Do your fans?
they don't call television.
Come on,
boxes, my
Ken. There's
man.
the box is spitting
But-
that magic, that audio magic again.
But the logic I went with it is I liked it because it's supposed to show such a big contrast between him living in a small town and now him living in the big city. I enjoy that because they always made that joke in all of the Superman movies, TV shows. He's a small country boy. I enjoy the fact that they show that he has country parents compared to, regular parents that just happen to live in the country.
I said this is the first time they actually made them country
Yeah.
versus a lot of other iterations. They're just big time actors. Like
Yeah, like
in the Snyderverse, it's Kevin Costner and
Yeah.
Diane Lane. Like
Yeah.
I feel like with
Right.
these two, they just plucked them like from an actual like
Literally.
Kansas City rural area. Like, hey,
No.
do you want to be in a Superman movie? Do you want to play Ma and Pa Kent? All right,
Dude.
all right, here you go.
I'm not joking. They really look like your typical farmers, which is really, really nice. They really pick the characters
it's
well.
authentic. It's more
Mm.
authentic.
Yeah, it's authentic. Like, and I enjoy that. Like, if it was the MCU, it would be Robert Downey Jr. being the dad. I'm just saying.
If it was the Snyderverse, it'd be Kevin Costner being the dad.
If it was
and
the
Diane
MCU,
Lane being the mom.
they would bring back RDJ as Pa Kent and Scarlett Johansson as
Yep.
Ma Kent, just to make sure you recognize them and you don't forget.
Who's got the bigger
Yep.
gun, Clark? Was that a good RDJ? Was that a good RG? Whatever. I wish there was more, but this now Superman, like Darth said, identity crisis, turns himself in. After though, now here's the point, Dr. Mondo, you were making. When he learned that crypto was taken,
Where's the dog, Lex?
where's the dog?
he's just a dog.
Wait, did you guys hear what Lex whispered when he was drinking the coffee?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said he had. He
He-
basically
he-
said he had
yeah,
the dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
basically was like, I have him, and it's like because he knew he would hear, but the camera wouldn't.
Right.
Mm.
And
Right.
it's like, wait, he has it. He said it. He said it.
Oh
And
my God, he felt like a child in that
It did.
moment.
It did. feel like
Yes, I loved it. Oh
and
man, I
like,
loved
it's just
it.
like again optics. And it's like what Lex was trying to do this entire time. It's like I want the world to hate Superman the way I see him. Unfortunately, he's actually like it's like how do I do that? Well, I have like these monkeys box.
Oh, now I understand what y'all said in the chat. Now I
You get it? Oh my God. You did not watch the movie.
Wow.
That's insane.
What do you not? How does that not see? No,
Because I
see, you
forgot
don't pay
about the monkeys.
attention.
I forgot
You don't
about
pay
the monkeys.
attention.
How?
I forgot about the
Did
monkeys.
you fall asleep again?
No,
Yes,
I
he did.
not.
Yes, he did.
No, I did
He was
not.
he
I
was
did not.
he was sitting next to me and he fell asleep in that entire
that's a lie.
second
We were
half.
not sitting next together.
That is a lie.
Nope. Darcy and I moved up a couple of rows. So,
So wait,
wow.
Let
I
me make
forgot
sure
about the
I'm getting
monkeys.
it because I don't know if I fully got that. The monkeys were creating
Incels.
Yeah,
Right.
those were the trolls. The monkey were the
Those
trolls.
monkeys
That's
were
what
the
They're
Those
sending all
guys
this
Yeah.
Superman
literally
hate.
so
Like
yo,
hashtag hate
Yo,
Superman.
they
Right.
literally showed a scene where he literally said, "Oh my God, hashtag super shit," because he realized it was Lex Luthor who had those monkey type out the hate comment. That's what they were typing in the comment.
Stop.
I
That's
watched
actually
Superman.
so funny.
It is.
Y'all did
That's
not watch the
terrible.
movie.
That-
What
that
y'all
No, I
scene-
think I think that was my fault. I asked Grandmaster something in the middle of the theater when that part popped on, and we might have just been.
Doris, let me stop you right now. I know it's not your fault. I know Grandmaster was probably hating on the movie, and you were
I
forced to
was
listen
not.
to
I
him.
was not.
And you
I was
could
not.
not protect your friend.
That is
Let's
so
come-
funny.
I know it was Grandmaster. He was probably hating on the movie the entire
I
time.
was not.
You didn't
No,
say anything negative
but
about
that.
it was-
Listen, when
He actually
when,
didn't start hating on the movie until after that scene. So
When-
Oh, so he was hating.
when you
No.
have the subtext of what the audience and fan bases were doing leading up to the release of this film, that scene is 1,000 times. I mean, it's already funny on its own, but it's 1,000 times funnier because James Gunn is self-aware. He is on social media like the rest of us, and he
Yep.
sees what people were saying and bullshitting about up to the release of the film, and he's like, "Y'all are just a bunch of bots. Y'all are just a bunch of monkey
Ooh,
bots
I think it
just
hits him
yeah,
a little closer to
spouting
home.
the same thing." And
Yeah.
the AI image that I sent to the chat was one of the monkey bots wearing a Snyderverse Justice League
Yep.
shirt. Type it up on the computer. Oh man, I kudos to Mike Gunn because he would do that. Only he
Yeah.
would do that in the movie. That was so funny.
That's
So
so
funny.
good. I did not take that as meta.
Super
great.
meta.
That's
Super
great.
meta.
That's great. I
Also,
didn't
it was
know that.
kind of crazy how quickly though the entire world just turned on him. Like,
Well,
Hey,
I
you
think
heard
that's
this
meta
so-
too. I think that's very meta too. He's an immigrant coming over to conquer and take over.
and take the woman.
He's stealing our jobs.
Building
Right,
a
they said he-
harem. He's
They
building
said
a
he had
harem.
What the hell?
No, yeah, like there were so many real world parallels, and it's like obviously like like the immigrants, the narrative that they're here, to like steal the thing, the conflict which you could easily see like either a Russian, Ukraine, Israeli, like Israel.
No, it was supposed to be Russia,
It was
I
Afghanistan.
think
supposed
it was
to be
more
Russia,
Russia,
Ukraine, but like
Yeah.
you could definitely see also
You
like
could draw the
No.
parallel.
Yeah,
You could-
No, it's supposed to be
correct.
Russia, Afghanistan, because when you go when the leader
Oh.
died, you could see the Orthodox Church and obviously
Oh, okay.
Afghanistan because of the color of the people there.
oh
and
yeah, no, yeah.
As dumb as it is, the sand, even though Afghanistan has a lot of trees, so
No.
yeah, it's
Mm.
Russia, Afghanistan.
But you know what? That's a good testament of good writing. That like you can draw a lot of parallels for a lot of different wars that are going on, and that
Yeah.
you can be like, yeah, actually, I can see this happening.
I don't think he was trying to be shy about it. I think
No,
he was very
no,
much.
he said it before the movie came. Yeah, there's the story of an immigrant, and that's where like the conservative media just went crazy. And it's like, have you ever read, even not even read? It's like, have you even watched a Superman movie? It's like he's a legit alien.
Oh yeah.
He's
And
like,
what's funny is
he's not even like an immigrant from country to country. He's a planetary immigrant.
An illegal alien?
He's undocumented. Yes. There's that famous Smallville scene where he's trying to help.
Smallville again.
Yes, Smallville.
Smallville
we bring up
exists, Toasty.
Snyderverse, we can bring up Smallville.
We can bring in other iterations of Superman. Yes.
Okay.
He is undocumented. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think James Gunn knows a lot of this audience is just gonna go over their head anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
which actually again is back to really good writing because
It is.
like
Yes.
if you can put in a lot of jokes and a lot of things that are like political or not political or just human things that are part of your plot and it goes over your head on like these are some issues that are happening in the real world, these are some issues that are happening in our current country, like I think it's just really good writing.
It's very timely.
However,
It is.
it's
Timeless.
It's
Crazy,
just so
though.
funny a lot of times how a lot of these people, right? They're just like in a movie they can pick like the good and the bad, and then in real life that literally happens and it's just like no. It's just obvious. Like people don't want a Superman. They want a Homelander. That's what they want.
I do not want a Homelander.
You were praising
Um,
Homelander before.
Shut up. I would not praise a Homelander.
I'm pretty
No.
sure you did.
No, and you would praise an Omni-Man. Get off me. Leave me alone. Don't even. Don't even.
I was just like,
And
"Ooh,
Omni-Man,
okay,
Think,
maybe."
Clark. Think.
Omni-Man's
Wasn't
about
getting
to
the job done.
bring down the wrath of Viltrumite on this world. That's
Look,
what you want.
All I'm hearing is that you changed the topic to not answer the question of how you were praising. You know,
Huh. Praising. I'm not praising Homelander. No,
I'm just saying you changed the conversation.
I did not. Let me help you here. So he turns himself in. He's doing the accountable thing. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
if this is what y'all want from me,
No problem. I'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
But wait,
here's
does
where
he
I
turn himself
think
in? Where does he turn? When does he?
he
turn
gives
in?
himself to Lex's thing.
Yeah, to find the dog. It was after he
Oh.
confronted Lex Luthor and
Yeah.
he said he's gonna turn himself in. It was
Oh,
after
that's
the
right. And then they
scene.
slam his face down into the concrete.
Yeah, it was really
Uh-huh.
after the scene which is your background wallpaper. He turned himself saying, "I need to go find the dog because maybe they're keeping the dog in the same place they're gonna bring me because I can't find him."
Right.
So it was that. Yeah.
Here I thought the movie was about to become like a Free Willy search and rescue type.
It's
Gotta
not the
find
MCU,
Crypto.
so no.
It's not the MC.
Oh,
Thank
my
you. It's not the
Lord.
MCU.
Stop it. I don't know any MCU movie that does that.
Quick
What-
question though.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's not
Oh!
a search and rescue.
Oh,
That was really the plot of the last
Oh,
movie.
well, different
wait.
search
Oh.
and rescue. It's a whatever.
You don't remember the plot of your
What?
favorite movie?
Yeah, I don't care.
Which you
I don't
gave a
care.
9.5
I don't like the
on-
MCU.
care.
Oh my god, bro.
Question though, before we get going, because I know we were talking about like how quick people were to turn on someone. What
Yeah.
happened in the pop culture news with James Gunn that like he was canceled and that he was no
Oh,
longer-
you think that's a parallel right there?
That
I'm
makes
just
sense. Yeah.
wondering. I'm just
Oh,
I just need a
They
quick refresher.
uncovered some tweets.
right.
Mhm.
Disney, proactively fired him.
It was cancel culture era. Yeah.
The whole Guardians production team, the cast, came to bat for him and said, "We're not doing another one without him." And I can't even imagine what that film would be.
Yeah.
Mind you, that was Guardians 3 production.
Right, that was Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Yes. And so after that, that's when he started talking to Warner Brothers, or at
Right.
least they started talking to him. So, oh yeah, right, because that's when he did Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, right. And then, critically, the success of that, then, and the success of that, the equally downfall of the DCEU, it was right for picking to poach him and be like, all right, come on, man. We'll make you CEO of the DCU.
I was telling Toasty yesterday. It's that meme where it's that dude standing next to the little domino and the big domino, and he's knocking over the little domino, and that's James Gunn making problematic tweets in like
And the dominoes
2009.
getting bigger.
And, and that dominoes into him being the lead for the next DC era of live action films. And it's crazy when you think about it, because had he not been dumb back then and made those stupid joke tweets, we would not be most likely not talking about this film today.
No, 100%.
I guess crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm telling you, 100% this movie would have not come out. The MC would have been in a better position, assuming he stayed with them. And now, whoever is the executive that made the decision to fire him is probably losing his mind because he's saying, God damn it.
Yeah.
We're getting cucked.
Oh,
by
he's
the
seizing.
DCU."
He's
you
punching
created
the air.
your-
He or
like,
she,
you
whoever.
created your own worst enemy. It's
Yeah.
like you pretty much sold one of your best assets.
It's a villain. It's a villain story.
Yeah,
It's a villain
Gunn-
story.
James Gunn is the villain to the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
This
Oh,
is funny
yeah.
that you made that correlation because I think a lot of people on this podcast are not seeing the DC as a villain.
Yeah.
You praise Marvel. Making that analogy is a little funny.
Well, they're rivals, so and they just set up their.
No, it's fine.
I
Your
know,
bias
I know.
bled through. It's fine.
It's
We all
not-
have biases, Graham.
It's
I'm not
just
talking about a
little bit there,
bias.
but that's
It's
okay.
All I'm saying is they created their biggest rival because
funny.
if they had just left James Gunn alone,
Yeah,
we'd
but
still have the
put James
Snyderverse.
Gunn as the villain, and
I'm saying, maybe-
Yeah, well, if they look at him as direct
language.
villain rival, it doesn't matter. It's
No,
what I
maybe
Oh,
the
no, no, no.
MCU, maybe the MCU is the villain that tried to destroy the poor hero, and he stood up against them, and now he's making a comeback. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is
No, this
he's
is
in
just a
direct-
kind of Monte Cristo right here, right?
all I'm saying is
John
he
Cena comes
is-
back.
All I'm saying is he is in direct opposition to the MCU. Whether you want to call it a villain, a rival, interchangeable, don't matter.
There's no
That's
rivalry
besides the
here. Look, there's no rivalry. The
Well,
MCU
there's not a
is at-
rivalry yet. They only
No,
have
no.
three projects.
The MCU is at the bottom of the table
Three
right now.
projects.
They're the
to
old
30
man.
plus.
No. Grandmaster. This is
30.
I'm gonna give you the equivalent. This is the equivalent of Cars 3. The MCU had a good run as Lightning McQueen, but now there's new kid on the block and they're falling behind. We just saw the crash from Cars 3.
And
beginning.
Grandmaster loves
That's what
Cars
happened.
3.
I do not
I
love
know.
Cars 3.
I know you do, but again,
I don't.
I'm just saying the MCU is dead.
Yeah, you never heard me talk about Cars 3.
I'm pretty sure I have, but
Listen, we'll come back to this MCU talk. It's a good conversation to have.
Wait,
Um,
but one thing about Act Two, I like that we haven't talked about. I'm just gonna say this, Mr. Terrific.
What? No, pause. No,
Pause.
pause.
We're
pause.
getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
okay, yeah.
We're getting there. Let's talk about real quick. Yeah, we're getting there. I got you. It's literally after this next thing. Can we talk about the Daily Planet, because this is where Jimmy comes in the Jimmy plot.
Okay, yeah.
Jimmy.
I don't
G.
care for the Jimmy plot.
Wow.
I don't care for the Jimmy plot. The Jimmy plot, see,
Professional hater right there.
Jimmy plot was giving MCU, if you want to talk about this unnecessary jokey type of vibe.
Okay.
It didn't. It's funny. It didn't feel necessary to me.
It's not the entire point of Jimmy. I feel like at least with the old cartoon, he was always supposed to be the younger, more unserious journalist compared to Clark Kent and Lois Lane. He was just supposed to be the immature one. That's his entire character. That's what we can compare him to. which is why he's so goofy in this one. I'm just saying.
I'm fine with him being goofy,
Mm.
but the whole, Jimmy, come spend the weekend with me, and I'll give you all Lex's dirty secrets. One, it felt contrived. It just so happened that Jimmy used to date Lex's current girlfriend.
I don't think he used to date. I think they just messed around. That's the
Sure.
thing. Like, they were just messing around because he went on one date because he said that she somehow met his mom once, and
Yeah.
it just happened. It was probably just a Tinder date, and she got obsessed with him.
For me, this was starting
Mm.
to take me out. This is one of the things I could do without.
It takes you out from this film, but when you see Mr. Fantastic slipping on a banana peel in Fantastic Four,
That's not gonna happen.
I
That's
wonder
not
if you
gonna
will have
happen.
the same energy.
You know what?
That's all I'll say.
Grandmaster.
That's all I'll say. I wonder if you have the same
Grandmaster,
energy.
I was not gonna watch the Fantastic movie because it looked dumb, but I'm gonna watch it just for you so I can hear your
Perfect.
criticism in the
Lovely.
podcast. When is that movie coming out?
I'm so glad
End
I have
of
the
July.
influence on
End of
y'all.
July?
End of July.
I'm so glad I have the influence on you all. You're welcome.
Mm. So we're gonna talk about the Jesse King now.
Well, real quick, since we're on Jimmy,
Mhm.
Daily Planet, I feel a lot of
Oh,
their
yeah.
scenes got cut because each of them
Yeah.
have a character poster.
Right. To
yeah,
me,
that makes sense.
Perry, the cigar, that was his whole character, sticking a cigar in his mouth, saying,
Yeah.
"All right, Lois, run it. Give me pictures of Superman." Why didn't he do
JJ is
that?
better.
Why
I
did-
think JJ was better.
They do a better job with Daily Bugle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like a lot of those scenes were potentially cut.
You know what? Maybe there's gonna be a
gun
Superman a gun cut of the movie that's like 4 hours.
If there's a gun
And-
cut, that's some next level marketing.
No,
Yeah.
I could see them doing that, or it's possible that they decide to leave all of those scenes for the next movie when Clark Kent is a better journalist to highlight more of his journalist lifestyle, which is something that was not really shown in this one. Maybe they thought it would overwhelm the audience if they had a 2.5 hour movie, including the Clark Kent, when they can leave those things for the next movie. I mean, that's possible.
Interestingly enough, too, there was a lot of actual marketing done on social media with the Daily Planet cast, where they're doing like a day in the life in the Daily Planet, which I hope they weren't just casted for that. I'd rather just take deleted scenes. I would have been fine if this movie was even 20 minutes longer, though I thought it was I thought it was really good run time. I didn't felt it overstayed.
It ended just right.
Right.
No, the 2 hours is perfect because the longer the movie is, the more useless thing you feel like they're adding to at the time. It felt like they just cut everything that was not necessary and just kept the action going throughout the movie. There was not really a slow time in the movie, which is excellent, which I enjoy.
Yeah,
I was never bored in the movie.
Exactly.
Oh no, I have a bore. I got bored.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
no.
In Act Two.
Yeah, I was here for that one when Master
There's
said
no
that.
way.
So, Darce, I'm guessing that's the part where he started shit talking the movie.
That's where he started
got
sleeping.
distracted.
That's where he started
I
sleeping.
did not ever sleep, but I am not too big on a lot of the pocket dimension moments. Metamorpho, I love Metamorpho in Justice League. He actually is really cool in Young Justice.
When you say Metamorpho, is that Element Man?
Metamorpho.
Didn't they call him Element Man in the
No,
movie?
you're right.
They call him the Element Man, but it's like his superhero name is Metamorpho.
Okay. Also, thank you so much for saying that, Dr. Jace, because while I was in the theater, I'm like, oh look, Element Man is blah blah blah, and he's like, it's Metamorpho.
Yeah.
The comic book people are going to come for you if you want to keep calling him Element Man.
Okay, and there's some casuals that when you say Metamorpho, they don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
So it's in the dialogue because Lex Luthor said he can metamorph into anything, and that's where Metamorpho.
I didn't get that. I thought he was the Martian at first, or the Martian Man, whatever his name was.
Well, I don't even know what was up with the baby, but
he had a wife. Did you not see that?
I don't understand the baby, and I had to look it up as far as
he had a wife. and they
Who
had a
had a
kid.
wife? We didn't see the wife.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
we did.
do.
You see,
You
did that
fell
watch
Where was the
asleep.
wife?
You fell
was the
asleep.
wife?
You watch, like, there's a part where like they're watching. It's like after
The
her
news.
escape, they're watching the news, and he's with his
With
wife. It's
a
blonde
blonde
chick.
lady. A
Oh, I
blonde
don't
lady.
remember the wife. But
Oh,
that's
you did
important
not
because
watch
his
the movie.
wife,
He fell
his
asleep.
wife is
He
his
fell asleep. Darce,
wife is
tell the truth.
Stag. His wife is Stag. If you know Stag Industries,
Tag Industries, yeah.
What is Stag Industry?
I'll rewatch it.
Wait, what is
rewatch
Stag
it.
Industry? I don't know what that is.
It's one of those corporate tech in the DC.
Oh, okay. But again, before we move on, Darce, it's time to come out and tell us the truth. Did Grandmaster fall asleep?
Nope.
He was
I
on his
did-
phone.
I did look over to make sure he was breathing, but he was awake during the whole movie.
On his phone.
This part bored me.
It- it
Okay.
did- like I heard the, but eyes were
Never.
open. But the eyes were
Never.
open. Eyes
Okay.
were open.
Here's what I like in the prison scene. I like when Lex pulled our friend who picked up Superman after he got smacked down by the kaiju and said, "See, Superman, this is what happens when people want to be a hero."
That was a good
No.
scene.
That was good. That was good.
Wait, which scene?
The
where
guy.
he shot the dude.
Oh, you
Yeah.
talking about Malik? He has a name.
Oh, sorry.
The name that
Remember
was
his
in-
name.
Sorry, Malik.
That was the only death in the movie, my man.
Yeah, it was brutal. That solidified Nick.
I mean, it
Colton.
wasn't that
He's-
brutal. It was quick.
Well, he's evil. It solidified Lex Luthor. This version
Yeah.
doesn't care.
That was the Coulson point of the Superman movie.
Wait, the what?
Agent Coulson from in the Avengers.
Oh,
That was not an Agent Coulson. Do not stop.
I listen. We're drawing comparisons. I honestly, in watching that scene, I was shocked that Lex actually killed him.
To be fair, he didn't know he was going to kill him.
To be fair, Lex didn't know that he was going to kill him that fast.
Right. I mean, kill him just period. Like whether Superman was gonna cave in at some point. It's like, okay, Lex, all right, stop. I'll talk. Do you know the Muffin Man? I didn't know he was gonna do that. He straight up killed that guy, and I'm like, wow, this Lex is not above that. I thought he
I'm
was
okay
going to
with
try
that.
to be that holier than thou. Like, I'm not like you, Superman. This is you cause these things. He just straight up killed a random dude that was
To be
helping
fair-
Superman in Act 1.
Yeah, but he's also
To be-
locking up his ex-girlfriend.
But he's not
Petty.
killing them. He's not killing
No.
them. Killing this person, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm
Okay,
sure the
but-
conditions
I
are
wonder
not
if
great in
Toasty
that
is
pocket
thinking
dimension
about
prison.
They're
it's not only
clearly
that.
not malnourished. They're feeding them something.
Oh my god, they're
I'm
not getting
sure
any
it's not human
sunlight.
conditions.
They're not getting any sunlight. No vitamin C. But to be fair, Lex Luthor was willing to start a war between two countries with one that was about to get slaughtered just so he can get a piece of land. So he's willing to kill people.
Well, just
And
so he can
Malik,
kill
that was
Superman.
his fault. Why are you giving falafels to Superman? He can pay for it. You got
Yeah,
too
do you
close.
see his
It's a good
apartment?
lead.
Look at this apartment. Floor
That
to
was a
ceiling
really
windows.
touching scene when he picked him
Actually-
up off the ground.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was-
Yeah.
I like that.
But actually, you know what? Talking about the apartment, it's actually funny. It shows you how he's using his Superman interviews to make money compared
Yeah.
to Lois Lane, who's living in a rundown, or it looked like a rundown apartment.
His,
Even though it's a
his
nice
apartment looks a little high end. He's got the
Yes.
big glass.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
big
windows.
glass. It's modern. Lois Lane, if you look at her living room, she has like the little library thing, which is nice. Her bedroom in the background did look nice.
She
but
got
her
a nice
kitchen-
apartment.
Her kitchen kind of looked like old tech, especially for nowadays. Superman apartment.
Mhm.
That is top tier living right there. And you know his former parents were not paying for that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm,
shady.
mm.
But also, I do think that the scene where Lex does kill someone was needed because before that,
No.
the only person who, or the only thing that was killed was the kaiju from the Justice Gang. And if Lex didn't kill anyone in this entire movie, that means the Justice Gang would be the only one who have killed someone.
Hold on, we'll get what? No. Justice Gang killed 2 people. We're gonna come back to that. And yes, oh, you
They
don't
did?
remember?
Oh, yeah, they killed 2
They
people.
They
killed
killed 2 people. We'll come back to that.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Um,
You're right. Yeah.
All right, come back to it because
Let's pause the
Right.
prison because it's not. That's not like my
Ooh,
biggest
okay,
issue with
you're
the
right.
prison. We'll come back to the prison. Now let's get into back to the Justice Gang. With Lois going to recruit the Justice Gang to help
Yes.
Superman. Again, I like this contrast that we don't really know who they answer to. They get their costumes from Maxwell Lord, who was played by Pedro Pascal in the Wonder Woman sequel, and now it's played by Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. In this one, I think his stuff got cut too.
Yeah, I
To
don't
be
remember
honest.
seeing anybody.
Well, also, he has a brief thing in the newsreel towards the end where he says Lex Luthor can eat shit.
Oh yeah, the thing that all liberal and Democrat or whatever, or all liberals and conservative agree on, was that him?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay, I didn't know what that
Maxwell.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was him. Actually, I think him, Guy Gardner, and Hawk Girl are going to appear in Peacemaker season 2. I think I saw.
Can't wait for that
Oh,
one.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
gonna
so.
appear.
Yeah.
That'll be
cool.
funny. That'll be
So
good.
I guess they answer to him. I don't know. He built them the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
That was cool to see. But
Right.
I still don't know who they answer to. But just the fact that there is this back and forth between, or should they help Superman?
Yeah.
Because again, it's this contrast that Superman is kind of doing I'm gonna do my own thing, versus like, I guess they have rules.
Yes. There are certain
and-
standards.
Mm.
Although Superman does a lot of things out of the goodness that he sees in people, and he may not think about the repercussions of it all, he is acting in good faith. And I think Mr. Terrific was the one who was like, logically, yes, I'll go help Superman. We're probably going to need him. I can
No,
run-
he went to help Superman because he said it's gonna piss off Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's
he's
the
like,
real-
I'm
that's really
doing
the
it,
only reason why he went.
and that's hilarious.
But
Oh man,
I will say that James Gunn does it again because I do remember Mr. Terrific from the animated series because I remember the T on his face.
He's in
But-
Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was always one of those characters that was in the background that was not important. When I first saw the cast, my first thought was we have Walmart version of Al Jordan and the other one, I can't remember his name. John Stewart. You have the lower version because he's the least popular from what I know. You have Hak Twa running around, and you
What'd
have
you call her?
Hak Twa.
Hakwa?
Hakwa,
Whatever it is. Whatever.
You said you mean Haktua?
Haktua.
that's what
Oh
it
my
is, yeah.
god.
Okay, there we go.
Why are you
And then-
disrespecting her?
Because I feel like she was useless the entire movie.
She was
And
underutilized. She was
Yes.
underutilized.
And obviously, my first thought of Mr. Terrific before I recognize him is just DEI Charles Xavier. But these three characters, I mean, at least those two characters, minus the hot girl, which is a different hot girl from the animated series, right?
Yes.
This is
Because somebody mentioned that.
Kendra Saunders.
Yeah,
Was that a character?
This
She's not from Thanagar.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, that's a different. That's not actually a hawk girl.
She's not
Listen.
a alien hawk.
She's not
Correct.
alien. Okay, never mind. I
Right.
thought that was actually her. Weird. Never heard of her, but whatever.
Which
I thought.
since we're talking about her, did the screeching from her bother any of you?
It
Anyone?
did.
It felt
was weird.
unnecessary. I'll say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
It was. That's the thing. I feel like that character. There are scenes that were cut, or maybe they're saving it for Peacemaker, because to me, Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner carry those two gang. Guy, the small scene he had, the cockiness and the way he acted. Because I
Yeah.
remember in the trailer when people
Agreed.
first saw him, people were hating on him. Dude was hilarious in the movie.
You're
Yeah,
supposed
people-
to hate on him.
I mean,
like,
and that's the thing.
No,
People
No,
were
no,
being so-
there's a difference
uh,
between hating the character and just hating the movie, saying, "Oh, this is so stupid."
Oh yeah,
No,
no.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing.
people,
They hate on him like they like to hate on him. If you're hating on Guy
If-
Gardner, that means they're portraying him right.
That means
But you
it's
see-
done right. It's being
But
done
people
right.
were just hating and they saying, "That my Green Lantern," and I'm like, "Man, calm down, whatever." And Mr. Terrific, he was portrayed amazingly. I thought he was gonna be boring, but the more he
Oh,
spoke,
Mr. Terrific was amazing.
I'm like, James
Let me
Gunn,
tell
my
you.
man, you have actually created a good black superhero, something that the MCU seems to not get the formula for.
Well, it's very interesting. Eddie Gathegi, who plays Mr. Terrific, his journey in superhero films.
Mhm.
Because before he signed on, I think he's talked about this. He's got X-Men First Class in the back of his mind.
What
where
was he in First Class?
he was Darwin, who Darwin technically is like What do you call the top class mutant?
Oh,
It's
that
a
was
class.
you.
Omega level.
Oh, yeah, right.
Uh,
Yeah. Omega
pretty
level
sure
threat.
pretty sure Darwin's like an Omega level because he can adapt to anything. And then they kill him. And he's got a screen time of like less than 10 minutes.
And fun. Oh, I don't know if you were going to get into it about what
go
he
ahead,
said
go ahead.
recently about that scene. Right. They did kill him in first class within like the first like few minutes. He was promised back then that because originally he was not okay with it because he thought it was that trope, that stereotype that the black character always dies first in these films.
Oh, wait,
And-
pause. Is that the scene where they were all hanging out in a room together in somebody's
Yes.
yes. can?
And then
Yes.
Kevin
And
Bacon
then
came.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't know. I knew I
He-
recognized it from something, but I didn't know where. But yeah,
he dies, and then but he was not okay with it. But they promised him, "We're gonna resurrect you in one of the future X-Men films." And so he was like, "All right, I'll take it. I'll take it, Brunt Force. I'll die in first class." Fast forward to X-Men Apocalypse, they do nothing.
Future or do it? Do you say future past?
Well, because he gauged it up until Apocalypse. He did Days of
okay.
Future Past. Then he was like by Apocalypse because that was like quote unquote like the finale in a way to that X-Men First Class.
Well, the Dark Phoenix one was the.
That's kind of separated. We don't pay attention to that. But he gauged it up to Dark. He gauged it up to Apocalypse, and he's like, yeah. By then, I was like, man, y'all really just killed me. One of the more interesting characters, and y'all are not bringing me back. So that is cool to see him go from that to now people want to see more of him, more of his character as Mr. Terrific in the DCU. I was talking to Toasty about it, because I was comparing like other black side characters that are introduced in a mainline film, comic book film, and whether or not they should get like, shows or side content focused on them. And the comparison that I came to was Wakanda Forever, where you get introduced to Ironheart in that film. Now, mind you, Wakanda Forever, love it or hate it, the introduction of Riri Williams in that in that movie did not warrant, oh yeah, let's do a show about her. Let's give her her own show. You'll see it in 2 or 3 years. She's getting a show, period. Whereas here, you get introduced. Mind you, I really did not know Mr. Terrific going into this. I think I vaguely remembered him after talking about it with Toasty from the animated series. But I looked at him and I was like, who is this guy? I barely remember him. Walking
He was also
out.
in Green Arrow.
Green
There is
the
a
CW.
Mr. Terrific in the.
I don't remember the
Arrowverse.
Green Hero one,
But
but I
see,
do remember the animated one because of the T on his face.
right. But see, coming out of this movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is how you introduce a side character that maybe not a lot of people are familiar with. And James Gunn's really good at that. He's really good at taking characters that people know little to nothing about and just making you give a shit about them. Coming out of this theater, I'm like, we don't have confirmation yet at the time of recording this, but if they come out and they say there's a Mr. Terrific show in the works or some side project, I'm there day one. Day one. That I give a shit about that character. He is super freaking cool.
And
Love
James
him.
Gunn just doesn't miss. Like, I mean, Peacemaker is another great example of that.
Another character I didn't know about. I knew
didn't
nothing
know.
about Peacemaker.
Well,
Or
his
even
whole
Star-
Suicide Squad team.
Yeah,
Right.
Outside
Suicide.
of Harley Quinn.
Like, to me, like, this man just does not miss. I mean, same thing with Guardian of the Galaxy. He directed that too. I didn't know anything about any of those characters, and those movies are the only, well, they're not the only consistent movie, but all 3 movies have been really well praised whenever they came out. So compared to the other movies in the series, like, he knows what he's doing. So
I think
kudos to
when-
him.
He cares about the characters that he writes, and he makes you give a damn about the characters that he writes. It's like, and he makes them like, even in the fantastical, even in the kind of whimsical, witty, jokiness, wackiness, he finds a way to make the characters like somewhat relatable that you can actually like, oh, you kind of like try to put yourself in their shoes, you start giving a shit. And they're just like, oh, this is an interesting character.
Wait,
Wow,
how do you relate to Mr. Terrific?
like Mr. Terrific, I freaking loved it.
How do you relate to him? Because you called him relatable.
No, like, well,
I will say how.
No, I agree with you.
no, like
I'm
wasn't
curious
like
if
I
you
wasn't
can expound upon that.
like I was just making a comment of like what James Gunn does with like overall like with characters. I wasn't going into specific as to why I liked Mr. Terrific here.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
If,
I
But
mean,
it's like, and like now you're trying to cherry pick.
I'm not
here.
trying to cherry
Yeah,
pick,
you're a
'cause I can
bully.
answer-
You're a bully.
I can
Yeah.
answer how Mr. Terrific is relatable.
Yeah,
'cause
No,
y'all
like I was
already
gonna
said
say
it.
like why I liked Mr. Terrific.
Well, no. I'm just
Right.
saying when you make
I
a
do
general.
things a lot of times just to piss you off.
No,
Like,
I
would be
say this
doing
because
for God.
I am
Your blood
inviting the
pressure's going up.
conversation. I am inviting the conversation of if we're going to make a big general statement that says James Gunn makes a lot of his characters relatable, which I don't disagree with. We should be able to give specificity to
Let me tell you.
that
But yeah, like
thing.
like
No, let me tell you.
And
Nothing but
I
the-
think if
let me
you,
say.
because we're on the topic of Mr. Terrific, I think he is relatable. And I think there is
How?
a moment in this film, and that y'all already said, is the moment where he said, I'm doing this to piss off Guy.
Right.
That's relatable. That's human.
no, it's like not only does he does it like to piss off Guy, but also a lot of the things that what I found with Mr. Terrific is like there is a certain like thing of his person like yeah like I'm doing this just to piss this guy off, but to a certain degree like he has a moral compass. He
he definitely
he has
right.
like he has the code, and he actually really is the only one. If you're seeing the scene where like Lois is talking to the Justice Gang, right? It's kind of like at first it's like Guy and Kendra. I'm not sure you're Kendra. Like they're kind of like retreating back. It's like I'm not sure I want to help and all that. Mr. Terrific in that scene, he's the only one that's kind of like, in my opinion, like really listening.
Correct.
He's the only one that's really listening to Lois. And he's saying it's like, you know what? Yeah, Superman has helped us a ton of shit, like a ton of times. It's like, I'm gonna go in. It's like
They
yeah,
also know
help a
Superman.
brother out. He doesn't
A brother?
like
Oh,
break him
well.
out. It's whatever. But it's like
Dr. Badu, let me save you. Here's how he's
please, I
relatable.
didn't mean.
Let me save you. Here's how he's relatable. At first glance, he seems like a boring character, but the more he spoke, the more you notice that he seemed human. He cracks joke. The way he speaks is not like monotone. He seems like a regular person that could be a friend. That's how relatable he is.
He's
Not
that friend
because
you don't want to piss off because he's always right. And
I mean, obviously not true because he would have figured out that Lex Luthor was doing some shady stuff, which it took him a while to do. But to me, it just seems to be like he's just a cool guy. If this was a certain other universe, that character would have been a monotone robot with zero emotion.
you don't know
That's
that.
what
You don't know that.
You don't know
allowed to
anything.
make. I'm
That's
allowed to make assumptions. Am I not? Are you taking my right to speak?
I think it's an unfair assumption because there are MCU films that probably do a better job. To Dr. Jace's earlier example of Ironheart, there are other films.
Yeah,
that
Eternals.
There are okay, boom, Eternals. If you want to use that as your example, if you give the right person a great writing team behind them, you will have a great character. Now,
But that's the difference, though. Like, I feel like the writing team for this movie were on point, and they knew what they were doing, which is why this movie is so well praised compared to what we've seen in the last couple of years.
well, I think James Gunn, on top of the way he makes you fall in love, like obviously there's good character moments. He's doing the righteous thing, going to help Lois.
Yeah.
But then he gives them badass, cool ass moments that are probably cooler than the titular character. Mr. Terrific scene, which James Gunn is obviously he's done this in all his films where
At
there's
least
just-
once.
there's badass scenes for these
Mhm.
relatively unknown characters set to either really popular music. I'm talking like No Sleep to Brooklyn, Guardians 3, or you have Yondu and his arrow flying around in the second one, uh, to come a little closer. Then you have this Mr. Terrific scene. It's just a perfect scene. It's a well shot scene, great cinematography, and this dude he's just throwing his little T spheres at people, and has a shield up.
And
Yeah, like that scene, and yeah, I think I definitely was thinking in that scene like the Yondu scene.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
immediately. That's the first. I mean, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it just takes one of the side characters, supporting characters, and honestly, arguably gives them the best like single fighting, like straight shot fighting scene in the entire movie.
and
Because
see,
the Yondu scene in Guardians 2, that is that is the coolest scene in that movie.
this
Like when it comes to like the fight.
this scene
And
with
this
Mr.
one, he does it with Mr. Terrific.
I like that he did it with Mr. Terrific specifically because
He's the most unknown of the three of the Justice Gang.
both he's the most
Yeah.
unknown, and also I feel like James Gunn likes to challenge himself when it comes to making very interesting choreo for obscure characters, because the entire time he could have given us a moment with like Hawk Girl or Guy
Guy.
Gardner, but everyone can already envision what type of fight that would look like, because everyone knows who Green Lantern is. Everyone knows Hawk Girl. She's gonna like swing her mace around and everything. Mr. Terrific, up until that moment, I'm like, how does this guy handle himself in like a fight? Like, he's a superhero at the end of the day. How did he make himself a superhero? When I saw this scene, I'm like, holy shit, he can handle his own. You know, fodder
back him
enemies,
up.
like they are not touching him. They're not
And to be
touching him,
fair,
and I love
he
that.
baited us. He baited us at the beginning by having him sit down on that little robotic chair when you assume that he was really just fighting on the chair.
Oh,
at
he's a
first.
Charles Xavier that can float.
Yeah.
In the
We
air
were
with
baited,
drones.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we were baited with that, which is again well done.
Yeah,
Like, the
I
guy
like
went from
that.
being the most boring character to being a central point of the movie at the end, fighting alongside Superman, which is again amazing.
Mm, mm.
yeah. I got nothing but praise for that scene.
Good.
that was
I,
great.
I go back just to watch that scene.
No
I was gonna say
criticism?
I could rewatch that scene a
Of-
couple more times.
Right. Yeah, no, I have no critiques for that scene. Thought it was great. The only critique, if I have to give it a critique,
Well,
Lois is a damsel in that scene, but it is what it is.
What
It's
do you
fine.
want her
mean,
to do?
Pavilion.
Well, that's
What?
what I'm saying. You asked me if I were to critique anything.
How
Look,
is that a
you
critique,
know-
Dr.
bro?
Jace, Dr. Jace, I know what he wanted. He probably played
I did-
Spider-Man 2
I
and
didn't
thought that
where-
Lois
where
Lane
she-
was gonna walk around with a little taser and tase all of the soldiers in the battlefield.
Oh, you mean the game,
video game.
Spider-Man?
Yes.
Listen,
Okay.
I did not
Yes.
want to critique you. You forced it out of me.
You
could've
could
just said-
have just
you
said I
could've
had
said-
nothing. You
Oh,
could have
you
said I had
critic.
nothing.
You challenged me. I met the challenge. I'm sorry.
You could have said nothing.
No,
I-
but
it's
one
fine.
thing, about Lois, like Lois was the damsel in that scene. But one thing about Lois,
I mean,
think
technically,
that's-
Superman's the damsel. He's the one captured, but
Yeah,
I was
to
gonna
a
say,
certain
not really a
degree,
damsel, she's just a civilian.
Lois, it's like Lois was never like the damsel in distress for Superman to save in this entire
Correct.
movie.
correct.
It's like she goes to save Superman. And sure, it's like there, it's like Mr. Terrific just says, it's like, yo, just stay here. He's not really rescuing her. He just tells her, like, yo,
Just
stay
hold up.
here, don't move. Let me take
Yeah.
care of this. Then you can go with me to save this guy's ass. And it's like, so really, she's not even the damsel in distress. She's just saying, like, okay, I'll sit tight here. That's
Right.
all.
She
Yeah, no,
knows she
damsel-
cannot handle people with guns.
Take cut damsel from what I said. Wrong term to use.
My God, like, so always hateful to women. Like,
I am
Oh,
never.
Marlon,
I am
that-
never.
No.
Do I
but
need to
it
bring
was-
up Wonder Woman and what some people use to talk about her
Ooh.
from way
Wonder
back
Woman?
when? Oh, well, some we don't remember. It's okay.
No,
Uh,
but I think they did a really good job with Lois in this movie, and I know that we have a lot of Lois haters in our live chat right now, but they did a good job with this one because I felt like Lois wasn't, like, to your point, she wasn't the damsel in distress. She had her autonomy, she had her individualization, and like she knew her limits. It wasn't like I'm gonna go and try to fight in this scene. Like, no, like I'm gonna go rescue some people. I'm gonna go do the journalism. I'm gonna try to post what I need to post. I'm going to come here to this beach. Like, I want to see what's going on, but do not have me interact more than what I need to. Like, it was very balanced out. It wasn't extra comic booky. She did not get injected with a fire serum and turn into a fire being like in Iron Man 3. Like,
Oh
they
god.
put her
A fire
in.
That's
serum,
what
'cause
you
what that
wanted,
was.
Grant.
That's no, because fire serum. That's what it was.
I forgot what it was. I honestly don't remember.
Extremis.
Extremis, thank you so much. It's that's just what it was. So I enjoy her staying in her lowest lane and like just being able to um do the reporting and like not have to like try to like be a hero but also not be a damsel. So it was good.
I mean, I don't know where this hate is coming from. I peeped it. Uh, I'll take again. I see the growth in what they're trying to do with Lois, so that's why I'm Team Lois. Rachel Brosnahan. Uh, I don't have issues. I had many issues with Amy Adams, so I can't justify the hate for Lois. I will say, like she's outside of this scene, she is relatively lumped in with the Daily Planet people, where I do think maybe some of her stuff got cut. Um, but ultimately, I think what they chose to keep in the film serviced her just fine. I was not upset with this. Um, Now, fast tracking a little bit, this action when they actually get into the pocket dimension, I think this rescue scene took way too long. Uh, this little rainbow river that the baby and Superman are
Oh,
floating
you
down.
did not like this?
I did not like this. I thought it took way too long, and I just didn't like it.
Wait, oh, so
This
wait,
whole-
like the actual rescue part? Like,
the whole save baby Joey and Superman has to fly out of the river or get sucked into the black hole. I thought it took too long. I did not like it. I did not like it from a visual standpoint. And I was like, can we get back to outside of this pocket universe? Like after Metamorpho stopped doing the kryptonite, I was like, all right, he saved the baby. Let's go. And then it took forever for us to actually exit. This is something I could have done without. That's where I stand.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed kind of like Superman one not being at full power to like he's protecting this baby. So it's like he can barely like truly barely fight. And it's like at the same time it's kind of like Crypto running around like kind of well flying around. Flying around there kind of like trying to help him out as well. Like I liked it. And I like kind of like the colorful like oh the colorful display. So it's like I found it fun, interesting, cool. I don't see the issue, but to each
Whatever Grandmaster said, he was wrong, and it's obviously he's a hater.
I'll be the biggest. I told you I'll be the Lex if you want me to.
I like the
You like the
I like
Jesse
the punch
Heisenberg,
out.
yes.
I like the punch, where he punched the glass box and he broke free. I like that. That was
Yeah, that was fine. And then I wish he'd save the baby and they could get out of here.
Yeah,
He
I
got
do
jumped. And
the
how was he
prison
suppo-
guard said
Wait.
you gotta stay.
Wait, to be fair, he didn't know how to get out of there.
That is a good point. He did not know how to get out of
And
it.
remember, it's an empty space. It's supposed to be as empty as space.
You're right. And
Dark,
then he
there's
floated
no s-
down. He floated down the river way too long for me.
No. He got hit down. Remember, the people tackled him and he fell into the Proton River.
It took way too long for me. It overstayed its welcome.
He
I
was
hate
trying to
to-
save the baby.
I hate to
It
do this.
overstayed. I'm not. The reasons
we
for why it's
go.
happening is not the issue. It took too long for me.
Yeah, I hate to do this, but I'm going to agree with Grandmaster Hoop on this. I thought that the Rainbow River was just a little overused. Also, I didn't really understand it. It was an anti-proton river, so it should be anything that fell in it would immediately evaporate,
Except Superman.
Except Superman, yes.
who's still built out of atoms and protons. So like it should have still impacted him in some sort of way.
But he's built different.
That's just
Also-
our goat.
Oh,
All
I
of
don't
these-
try to understand the science though.
Yeah,
I'm not
also
a
all of these
scientist,
like
so-
Lex bots that or like people in the Lex suits, they were just fine in it. They were like swimming, they were doing
Maybe
backflips.
they had
Like,
anti Proton River material.
Actually, wait, were they actually in the river with? I thought they were punching down at him like while
Yeah, but they
chasing
were
That
him.
falling in the
scene-
river and then coming back out, and then like punching him and then falling in the river and coming back out. And I'm like, this is really taking me
I
Some-
out.
honestly need to
that
watch this
scene-
scene again.
Yeah, that scene was too fast. It was too confusing. It needs to be watched at a
I know.
lower speed.
I know they're
So
making a
I'm not sure.
point to show that the baby was not going into the river because he
Yeah.
kept raising it above the
Yeah, he
the
kept
Proton
raising the baby
River.
above the river.
So I did
Like,
notice
was,
that
like,
the actual
dropped the baby
soldiers.
off on the
I would need to
platform.
rewatch the scene again.
I'm assuming that whatever armor suits that they're wearing is somewhat protecting them. Lex
I'm gonna
Luthor
say-
would-
Either way,
I'm gonna say
it's welcome.
you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you try to understand the science of what is not presented.
Also, a black hole in the middle of this thing, and then like there's
You're
like
going
a,
you're
what
going
it's
to
gonna be.
drive yourself crazy trying to understand the science
I
of it
mean,
all if it's
there-
not presented.
it makes sense. There are black holes in space, and that's supposed to be the equivalent of space. So
And they were making
black hole.
Mr. Terrific was making a point to say that
This is dangerous
this-
and
it could create a black hole. What Lex
Right.
is
Yeah.
doing. So I was
no,
like,
the
oh,
portal.
cool, a black hole.
No, the portal could create the black hole, but
That's
Lex
what I'm saying.
created-
Like the creation
Yeah.
of a black hole. When I see a black hole in this dimension, it didn't pull me out. Where I'm like, oh, whoa, where's a black hole coming from?
Yeah.
no, it makes sense because he mentioned that he created the that pocket universe using like a Big Bang, a mini Big Bang.
Yeah,
And if you create a mini Big Bang, it's gonna expand like real space, which contain black holes.
right.
So having a black hole in that universe space that's supposed to imitate our universe makes sense.
it's Lex's hubris. You know, oh, I made a big bang, but you know, running theme is the consequences of your actions and the repercussions, and this is something Lex did not account for. So, or he didn't care, which adds to his character as far as, you know, I got the money, I got the intellect. Yeah, I could do whatever I want, type of mentality. This, however, opens up Act 3, the final closing bit. At this point, what? Because they didn't close the portal, right?
They did.
No, they didn't, though. That's why
No,
we
they
had
did.
this.
Remember,
No.
they closed the portal, and then in this act, Lex made the conscientious choice to open an already closed portal, which causes the rift. And
No, the portal they didn't close the portal. The portal just crashed. That was the entire point because it
The
could
one
not
Mr.
stay open for
Terrific.
too long.
And Lois, yeah.
Yeah,
so that portal was supposed to be sealed and not used again because
So, but it wasn't, though, right?
well, that's
It's
the thing is Lex overrode that so that he could cause a rift through that city or wherever that was,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would be enough of a damage that Superman would fly over to like try to contain it.
oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
it was
I
bait.
honestly
It was
don't
bait.
remember.
It was bait.
So
you
pretty
got it
much-
right.
So pretty much what was going on, it's like the war between
Correct.
the
That's
two
what he
countries
wants to
started.
happen.
So it's
right.
like Superman was going to intervene.
Right.
Lex Luthor did not want
Oh, okay. So this was the
how to make
distraction.
sure that that doesn't
Right.
happen, you need to make a bigger mess. So
Okay.
Superman goes to clean up this mess while the war is going on. The war ends, Lex gets what he wants.
Okay.
I don't
All right.
think- I
I'm
don't
with
think
That's
you
you.
watched
pretty
the
much
movie,
what Lex was trying to
Grandmaster.
do.
No, I watched the movie. I just couldn't remember because I remember Mr. Terrific was at that portal still.
Yeah, because he was trying to kind of like close it down, but Lex from like his like main
Base,
he
his
overrode
company.
it. Like he
Okay.
overrode it. So it's
Right.
like you can't do anything. It's like
and
you-
then his little Lex building dropped out of the thing and flew off.
Yeah,
exactly
because the
because he said
portal.
it's like I'm not gonna die here. It's like I'm chill. It's like
He also said
doesn't
he like
care about
hates
Metropolis.
everybody in Metropolis.
He doesn't care about anyone in Metropolis. Like Lex wanted his own country. The only way he could get his own country was for the war to continue and for Superman not to intervene in said war.
Right.
You know what's
right,
crazy?
right.
I would say that is a dumb plot line with him winning his own country because it's shown that the country Jahanpur, whatever it's called, the country that we're invading is obviously supposed to be poor. Didn't even have a standing military. In the invasion, there was a bunch of farmers and like
But they
people with
explain why though. Like he went because I think it's like that country also like when it came to like petroleum and like oil and
Yeah.
this
No.
was out of this world.
Oh no, that's the thing. Yeah, obviously it contained like a lot of natural resources, but somebody as rich as Lex Luthor could have easily walked up into that country, bribe a few politician, and own half of the country. Like people already do that in third world countries in real life.
Right.
So like him starting a war just to control half of the country literally does not make sense.
No,
I think
well, see, I talked about this when we left the film. I said
But it's not
The
on
war-
this. It's not on the same.
the
what
war did
Toasty's
not
explaining.
matter. The war did not matter because it was all a plot just to kill Superman.
There's
And
that too.
He was
Yeah.
going. It was all
But
about
then-
sending Ultraman, who we get the reveal of
It's Bizarro.
Ultraman. He's
He's bizarre.
I don't
He's
want to call him.
Bizarro.
He is
Not
Bizarro.
Bizarro.
He's not, but right. He's not. He's
Not
a
Superboy.
he's a mix. He's not Superboy.
Superboy.
No.
No, but
Clearly
like
not.
he literally says it's like, oh yeah, like, but the thing with cloning is that sometimes it can be unstable and all that. So he's kind of like dumb and all that. Like,
So that
That's
part is
Bizarro.
Bizarro. Correct.
That part is
That
Bizarro.
part-
yeah.
Yes.
That he's a because Ultraman is a character too. He's a Superman from like an Earth 2.
yes, but like
Oh
they,
my
they made him into Ultraman, but like the real character is bizarre.
Yo, hold
No,
on, hold on.
he's a combination of the
Wait,
characters.
And
Grandmaster, you have to hear this.
Sanji in chat was like, imagine if Ultraman was Henry Cavill.
They
What-
could have. They
what
should
if
have done it.
No,
They
that
should
would have
done
been
it.
disrespectful, man.
They should have done it. They should have. They should have done it. They should have done it.
They beat him
should've-
down, and then
they
they
should've been
pushed him into a, get out of here. We don't want you anymore.
They should have been daring. They should have been daring. They should have been daring.
That would have been
Henry
too much.
Cavill, like
I
if Henry
can't.
Cavill comes back with like in James Gunn's DC, he has to like I saw it like someone mentioned it. He should be General Zod. That
Oh, yeah,
Like-
he should be Zod.
should
Ultraman.
be Zod.
Wait,
Right.
no. He's saying if Henry Cavill comes
If
back.
Henry Cavill
Oh,
were to come
yes.
back, that Henry Cavill plays Zod in
Or they
in
could
James
do.
Gunn's DC.
Or they
Okay.
could do the whole Justice Lords. The
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And
That's
he can
what-
be
And
right.
he can be like that evil Superman.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like you could easily do it.
Either or I'll take. I think that
I would take it.
I think it works. If now will it take you out the film though?
Yeah.
Seeing
Of
Henry
what?
Cavill as Zod.
Have him
or
as
any-
Zod.
Well,
Or
actually, you
just
know
a
what?
new character in a Superman film.
Oh
You know what?
wait,
We're gonna
wait,
see.
is
we're
it,
gonna
wait,
see-
oh wait.
Hold on.
Wait,
We're
oh
gonna-
wow, was it the same thing with RDJ and and Doctor Doom?
I'm
Ooh, that was a good point.
asking that question. Correct. That is why I'm asking.
But I was
this
gonna-
question.
I was gonna say,
True.
we're
Like, I
also
have to
going
be
to-
consistent, and you know you're right.
That is why
Therefore,
I'm asking.
wait,
the
what about what do you
question.
think about RDJ?
Hold on, wait. We're also going to be seeing it in the next movie with Jason Momoa and Lobo.
Oh, and Lobo, right? He's
Yeah.
Lobo.
Correct. He is Lobo.
So we're going to be
Correct.
seeing this, and maybe we'll have an opinion.
I
by-
think the Lobo one's a little different because thematically it's just an entirely different character.
That is true.
In the RDJ, in this Henry Cavill hypothetical we're talking about, there is a thematic through line when you have both RDJ and Henry Cavill were the centerpiece hero for their respective universes, and if you were to make them the villain, I think that it's a cinematic or a thematic through line when you do that. Now the difference, however, though, is what we all assume will happen in Doomsday is that they'll recognize Tony Stark and they'll be like, "What, Tony? What are you doing?" Versus, I imagine if in this hypothetical, Henry Cavill would just be Zod. It wouldn't be a thing that characters recognize within the film.
It's also
so-
within the same franchise, so it's like a little weird.
Which one?
Franchise, but like it's like Superman and as Superman. Like I don't know. I feel like that's still a little weird.
It would be well.
Hmm.
If they wanted the characters to recognize Henry Cavill as a Superman, they would have to say he's from another.
Exactly.
universe.
It had
Right.
have to be a different Earth.
Right.
Mm,
So they're a little different. They're not exactly the same. But outside of that, I like the clone bit because the people complaining on the internet saying he's getting beat up constantly and Superman's not supposed to get beat up. I'm like, what are y'all saying? Look who's beating him up.
Himself.
Look at him.
Himself.
A stronger
That's the
version.
one pummeling him.
Right. I'm like, what are we complaining about? He's getting beat up by another Superman.
Right. And now looking back on it, the other times where he fights characters that are not that, he's being the Superman that we all know him to be. Like he's handling that monster pretty well. That giant, like whatever the hell. Yeah, the kaiju monster. He's handling it pretty well while also trying to save everyone in the vicinity, like squirrels and children, even though he snapped that girl's neck and spine in half. Still goat. Yeah, I feel like these people just need to sit down and just watch the goddamn movie. Just watch the movie and
it's
see.
easier to be a hater.
It's easier to be a monkey bot on social media and just hate on it.
My Grandmaster.
I do.
I'm not one of those monkey bots. No, I am defending the movie. I am defending the movie.
I do wish that during that little fight sequence, once he realized it was his clone, that he'd be like, "Oh, cool. I'm not gonna hold back my punches anymore." Like something like that, where he's like, "Oh, cool. Like I'm ready."
Oh, like in Justice League Unlimited, where he goes against Darkseid and says, "Like, you know what? Every time I feel like this is like a piece of cardboard or something, it's very rare that I can actually let loose. I'm always afraid of breaking things." And he just goes wild.
Yeah, no, we don't. This did not warrant that reaction, but maybe we will get that reaction.
Cars wanted that scene.
I
No.
kind of did.
I would have looked at my. Would you look at your clone and be like, "Oh, I hate Darth's clone.
What's
Don't hold back."
Who gave birth to? Oh shit!
I asked Grandmaster. There's that scene from Superman the Animated Series where he's fighting. What villain is he fighting? The one that made him have that dream about
Mongol. And,
Mongol.
Yes, where he gave him he gave him an infinite Tsukiyomi where he's
that was in Justice League. That was
that was in Justice League. Right. Yes.
And he's married to Lois. He has a son. Krypton didn't blow up. His parents.
I
are
remember
alive.
that. Yeah, I
He
remember
infinite
that.
And then they
Tsukuyomi
take it off of him. And yes, he's like, you took. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, you took away everything.
And he's just beating the shit out of Mongol. I'm like, yo, okay. That's the Superman that we need to see. The one that's just angry.
We have to build to that. So
Right,
I think
right.
eventually we could get that.
I feel like we're also sleeping on another person that was in that fight scene. The engineer
Crypto?
was there.
Wait, what?
The engineer was there.
Engineer.
We haven't really talked
Engineer
about
was-
engineer that much.
Engineer was really cool. I thought I liked the visuals of the engineer.
It was a cool concept for a hero. It's just that she was all right. I didn't feel like she was that big of a deal.
She was fine. Yeah, she was fine. I didn't hate her. I didn't like love her, but
I mean, she was a lackey.
Right.
Her and
Yeah.
Ultraman were both. They're not characters really. They're just
Right.
Yeah.
doing Lex's bidding.
I feel like she would have better be used as a spy instead of a fighter. But like her fight scene were cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it would have maybe been better if she fought one of the Justice Gang members instead, as a 1v1. Maybe that would have highlighted her power.
She had a little moment with Mr. Terrific.
I mean, she did,
Oh,
but
yeah,
she
she did.
whooped his ass in like 5 seconds. The man was asleep. He passed
Right.
out. And then she started
Yeah.
using the nanotech
Let-
which was cool, to put the nanotech inside of his lung and fill it up. That way he can't breathe, which is freaking insane, by the way. That's
yeah.
a horrible way to
That's-
go.
But see,
horrible.
the-
No,
it-
not only
I'm
that.
glad.
Like they were like saying it's like, oh, the nanites are in his optic nerve, so he can't see.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
can't use
They're pretty
X-ray.
much
He
here.
can't
He
use
can't Like, it's just like,
lasers.
Oh my god, what a horrible way to go.
And see, but this is the thing. I like that they did this because it's one of those scenes in some superhero films or just films in general where when you have a character that has powers like these, like the engineer, I'm glad she did something like this because if she had not, it would have made me ask, why didn't she just
Did
do
she?
that? She could have
She
just
used
stopped
her
the
ability.
fight. Yeah, use your
she used her
ability. Be creative. And I'm glad they did it because it was just cool to see like, oh wow, what is a Superman without his X-ray vision and laser vision and he's like about to die from like lack of oxygen.
Right. And it also is cool because it gives you another perspective that he's not a god.
He's
that
not
cannot be
invincible.
stopped. Right.
Not
There's a piece of him that could potentially die from a character like this. I do wish though that like Mr. Terrific kind of just like plugged in a USB port in the back of her and was like, "You're mine now" or something. At least the nanites are.
These nanites are under my control.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I will say I liked the action sequences throughout the film. I
Yes.
thought it was
Yes.
really good camera work.
Really good camera work.
Not a lot of cuts between
Right.
a lot of the moments.
Honestly, one thing that I liked of these actions, and again, I'm not saying this to be an MCU hater, but it's like
Here we go.
No, but it's like, and I'm gonna put like examples here, right? It's
Please.
like, you're not gonna stay at my place for fucking Lollapalooza if you keep this shit going.
Okay.
It's like, the action.
Don't be blackmail, Grandmaster. Stand up for what you think is right.
I want to hear what he has to say.
So pretty much like the action sequences here were smooth. Like you could follow them. They were really well put together. And I think it's like a lot of the times what has driven me insane, I think like Toasty as well, is like, you know, the cut, like the snippet cuts in action sequences in like, and I think Marvel's not the only one that does this. Like a lot of franchises do this, but it's like the first one that comes to mind is Marvel. Like Captain America: Brave New World, like the part where they're, I think, in the White House or something. I don't even know what happens in that scene because they're just like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 seconds.
Yes.
And it's like they just do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even know what happened in this scene. And here, like the action sequences, sure, they cut, obviously, to make it more exciting, but they know where to cut for you to know exactly what the hell is going on. And you can actually follow the action sequence and actually be impressed and mesmerized by said action sequence.
You know what I think they needed more of? Slow-mo scenes.
No.
Oh, like
No.
You got
we
some
didn't
of
need
them.
that.
You got that guy getting his teeth
really
knocked
No,
out.
he's
like,
talking about
ooh.
because that's what Snyderverse people
Zack
like.
Snyder.
Oh,
like,
oh.
They love that slow-mo shit.
That's
I
funny.
hate it so much.
I hate it too. It's not good.
You're just a Snyder hater. Just admit it.
I think
no,
it's like
that slow-mo shit is
I
not
think per
good.
movie you get maybe 1, 2 tops 3 slow-mos.
3 is overdoing it, in my opinion.
Like and that's why that's why I say tops. Like tops, like you shouldn't even get to 3, but if you got to 3, stop.
The only slow-mo that I will allow is Tobey Maguire fight scene in Spider-Man when he's doing the Spidey sense and he can feel like the punch coming from behind him.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that.
okay.
But that I'm gonna say that slow-mo makes sense.
Well, it's sensible.
There is
right?
such a thing as
That is a
overusing.
that is a slow-mo that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Right.
also, it visually has to look good when the Flash is running, and you know he's holding up. Superman's holding up Wonder Woman and Cyborg.
I will say that like that slow-mo, like that was kind of badass because it's like, okay, like Superman, holy shit.
It could be executed better.
Oh no,
But you
yeah,
see,
sure.
for that scene, the slow-mo was cool, but the run was dumb.
Oh no, like
Oh yeah.
The flailing arm, literally the dumbest iteration
Have you
of
ever
the
seen
Flash.
anybody run like that? That's like an actual runner? No.
But
No.
he's going
Like-
so fast. That's why he
Um,
runs like
He also
that.
he also does that thing where before he takes off, he's like he
Yeah.
does like a
Oh, no.
Gear 2 knockoff stance. I'm like, what is he doing?
Honestly, I'm so glad that universe is dead and it's never coming back. Like,
I mean,
I'm
those-
glad too.
it's-
I mean, how this movie ends. I like this universe. How'd y'all feel about Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, and Hawkgirl coming to save the day?
I loved Guy Gardner just flicking the green middle finger still.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most unconventional uses of the Green Lantern ring
but I freaking loved it.
to make a bunch of
A
middle finger flick off constructs. genius.
Right.
Visually, that's better than anything from that 2011 dog shit.
Honestly,
That
the way
came
he
out.
fights is hilarious. Even when they were fighting that kaiju at the beginning, when he summoned the thing to poke it in the eye, this man is so
Oh.
unserious. I'm like,
That's
my
what
man,
it
really?
should be, though.
Yeah.
Constructs should be
Or
fun.
in the
Yes.
background
yes.
of Darce, like the wallpaper
Oh,
that
that
Darce has,
scene was
he was
hilarious.
hitting it with a bat. I'm like, my man, really? This is the best you can
Right.
do?
No,
That's just
and-
who he is. I just love that
Right.
he's doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect Hal Jordan or John Stewart. Wait, no, not John Stewart.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Jon
Jon
Stewart.
Stewart.
Oh, John Stewart. Okay, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
expect them to be putting oven mitts on a goddamn monster
Right.
to try and hold it back. Guy Gardner, 100%, 100%, and that fits the character. And I remember people like hating on those middle finger scenes in the trailer because they showed it in the trailer originally.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like,
they
People were like, it has to connect to the ring.
yeah,
Constructs can't appear out of nowhere.
James Gunn
And
doesn't
I'm
know how
like-
Green Lantern powers work, and I'm like, no, shut the fuck up, no,
We don't care.
no.
Yeah.
No, well, they were wrong. They were just wrong.
They were just wrong. Like that how they were attesting his powers to be, they were like just wrong. That was incorrect. So yes, those scenes, like Dr. Mondo saying, that was amazing. I like seeing the heroes that were hesitant to help Superman come to Superman's aid by helping the people that were calling for him.
And especially, and I think it's and with Guy Gardner, it's even like, because
Yes.
Guy Gardner says like the supposed like the oath, right? It's like we can't, like I can't interfere, right, with like other like governments,
Right.
something like that. He says, and it's like
I know. I was just waiting for him to say something like, according to the oath, I can't have
According to the
political
oath,
to
and
say,
it's like-
I just
and he just says we like, I'm gonna be very honest, like I don't know if that's like a thing at the Green Lanterns, but let's say if it was, he just said, you know, fuck the oath, I'm gonna do what's right. I'm just gonna do what's
Yeah.
morally right. I'm gonna save lives. I'm actually gonna like stand up for the name, you know, like the Justice Gang.
He's
like
being a
truly stand up for
superhero.
the justice part of it. And he just said, fuck it.
Yeah, Metamorpho, who had not been a hero at this point at all, saw his potential and hammer smacks was it a tank he smacked? That was
Yeah,
cool.
Tank. Yeah.
And I'm glad they leaned into Metamorpho, because Metamorpho is really cool like that. He can do shit like that, and I
Yeah.
love.
I'm
they
excited to
leaned
see that
into it.
hero. Like the things that he can create should be unlimited, which is cool.
He's basically a walking periodic table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he can change his density and everything.
Yeah, and he can mix element to create crazy stuff, which is insane. The fact that he was able to create a sun, Yeah. it's cool.
I agree.
No, and we also see that's where the second death also happened, the second kill count. Just Kendra Summers goes in.
Okay, let's talk about it, because hear this thing about, the interview, Clark and Lois talking about, the repercussions of your actions, and about going into a country to stop a war, and you dropped off the president in the desert with on a cactus. And here Hawk Girl takes that same president.
I'm not Superman.
I'm not Superman.
Yeah, but who the fuck are you? You just killed the president of this country.
Now the country's in disarray.
Now,
Yeah, but
now
did we
we're
see a
at
body?
peace.
It was symbolic with the egg or whatever the thing falling into the cup.
Yeah.
Homeboy did not go out easily.
we didn't see a body. I don't know.
No, he's dead.
He's dead. Like that altitude, nah, fam.
I thought that was wild just to see. I was like, wait a minute. The core thematic message that Superman's like going through is like, thinking about why he does these things, and that they might have repercussions. I just thought it was crazy that she just said, fuck it.
Yeah,
Or
she
the
said
writers
this,
just said,
it's like I'm not Superman. It's like I'm not like the nice guy. Like I'm not the nice person. Okay. I have no problem killing you.
And I think that might be a a way for them to like allude to Superman joining the Justice Gang to kind of reel it in, maybe in a future movie. and be like, "Hey guys, let's not kill things. I'm gonna take charge and be the leader." And I think that's also one of my it's not a critique, it's just an observation in this movie is that because he's so green, he's not really giving me like leader energy. Like he's
He's
not
not trying to
giving me
be a leader.
right. He's giving me
Finding
like
himself.
He's
he
trying to be a symbol, an
a sim-
example.
right. And then he was just like, I'm just here trying to do good. That's what my
You know
job.
what? I don't need him to be a leader. Just give us the next Batman movie and make Batman the leader like he deserves to be. Simple as that.
Oh, is that how you feel?
Yep. Batman is ruthless. Superman is just it's always a joke, right? Superman's supposed to be that little boy, that naive boy from a small town that think everything is rainbow and sunshine. And Batman's like, nah, I saw my family die. The pearl clutching. I know the danger.
It's Sanji is saying that Lois is probably gonna write a good piece for Hawk Girl, even though she was brutal on Superman. And so Superman is getting accused of having a harem and literally causing no casualties when he intervenes. But Hawk Girl straight up kills the Moravian president. And the piece is gonna be Hawk Girl saves a war, stops a war from occurring. World peace.
I'm telling you, they better
man.
address it. They better address it. That's such a blaring disconnect from what the movie was trying to say.
I feel like the way the scene was shot, I feel like it was intentional because she straight up says, "I am not Superman," and then proceeds to drop him. And it, I would be shocked if they don't address that later. I hope they do, but I feel like the way that scene was shot and the dialogue used, it's like, oh, this might be a problem later. And then she kills him. But sure, I guess he had it coming. He wasn't a good person, really.
I mean, he was consorting with Lex Luthor, so
right.
technically, a president working with this major tech mogul, trying to do some shady shit.
Yeah,
but
Probably frowned upon.
in the
I
beginning.
mean, people do that all the time.
I'm aware. It's probably frowned upon.
Does the Justice Gang operate out of any specific country?
They work out of the Hall of Justice.
that's their country.
So again, we don't. I'm fine with them not really giving us everything in this film because then it would have been, like Dr. J said, too expedition dump heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm okay if we just get pieces like Creature Commandos. That gave us a lot of pieces too. If you not saying you need to watch that in order to watch this movie to understand this world, but it helps.
Yeah. Also, just for reference, like Frank Grillo, like
Who?
Rick
Oh,
Flag
Frank,
Senior.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Superman is
yeah.
the voice of Rick Flag Senior in Creature Commandos.
Well, it's the thing that James Gunn said. He said if you get casted in the animated project, we're casting you so you can play your live action counterpart as well. So that is the same Rick Flag Senior.
Which I wish to show that connectivity. I wish they dyed his hair.
Connectivity.
No, just a visual cue. I want him to like actually have like gray or white hair like he does.
No. Did you hear about the gray hair?
What did he say?
He was filming another show where he doesn't have gray hair. At the same time, he was doing his Superman scenes.
But no, see that's like the Henry Cavill with the mustache.
It is, but it's not as egregious. But yes, it is. It's correct. It is the same thing.
Right. It pulls me out because like it took me a minute to realize, oh, that is him. That is him from Creature Commandos. But because he did not have the same hair color scheme, it took a while to realize that.
I just think it's cool that he came out and said it, and people wanted it like what you're saying.
So, yeah, they're addressing it and not just trying to hide it with CGI.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
No, come on. Yeah, please. The Henry Cavill thing was disgusting.
You approved that. You said you liked it.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
100% you did. I remember that.
Fuck no, 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 no. Let's not. Um, the film wraps up with a nice bow. The Daily Planet exposes Lex Luthor through their T-ship adventure, whatever the hell they did. Jimmy, thank God for Jimmy. Jimmy's a hero.
They gave him agency. He did something in the film.
He did something
True.
in the film. You're
True.
right. You're right. Crypto pulls a Hulk and Loki moment where I am a god, you big dumb imbecile creature.
Oh!
It did give me Hulk flashbacks.
And yes, I
I hate you,
love-
Superman. I hate you.
Honestly, Grandmaster Hoop, you were there when he came out of nowhere, and I jumped out of my seat. I was like, "Whoa."
It scared me too. Right.
right.
It was
Out of
so
left
funny.
Because you were asleep.
I was not asleep. You did.
Whoa!
So you mean to tell me? Hold on. All y'all were expecting Crypto to just start biting the shit and ripping the shit out of Lex Luthor like that?
I
Yes.
expected something to happen.
Would you
Yeah.
let your dog do that to your most hated enemy?
After
Yeah.
he kidnapped my dog, yes. I would let
It's
my
my
dog go
most
to
hated
town
enemy,
on him. I
not
would
my
let-
most friendliest neighbor.
yeah.
These are valid points.
What if they say you got to put down Crypto after that?
Good luck catching
mean,
him.
good
Good
luck.
luck
Yeah,
catching him.
right. Go
That's
catch
the
him
plot.
if
That's
you
the
can.
plot of the Wizard of Oz. Toto bit that wicked witch, and then she said, "You got to put the dog down." Crypto's
Tough.
just different, huh? Crypto can bite whoever
Yes.
he wants.
Yeah.
He's different.
Because if I catch Toto, game over. If I catch Crypto, game over. But I can't catch that dog. He can fly.
Exactly.
All right.
Mm.
You saw what he did to Lex Luthor.
Let me bring
Ah.
this up. I mean, fine. I agree. No, I do agree. Crypto's justified. I do agree.
Good.
A point I know is people talking about is the believability of the Clark Lois relationship and how it tied up at the end. I saw some people in the chat talking about it too.
What? Exactly.
I don't know. Do you buy into their relationship?
It's really a classic relationship. What else are you gonna tell me? Do you buy into the Spider-Man Mary Jane relationship? Something that's been established for half a
Toasty, talk
century.
to the chat. They don't like it. Some of them didn't like it.
Some of them were saying that they didn't like the will they won't they dynamic between
We all know they
Uh,
will. It's just, again, remember, those are young people. Those are not classic Superman and Lois Lane. You have to assume that Superman's been Superman for 3 years. Let's assume he became Superman right after he finished college and he started working for the Daily Bugles. That means,
Planet.
assuming you finished college at like 21, 22, Superman is at most 25 in this. He's a young kid. He's not like the older, more mature Superman. Same with Lois Lane. How many of y'all are in your mid-20 or mature? You know damn well none of you are all, or most of you are not. So it's the same thing. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a big deal. Anybody that's complaining about it, I feel like you're nitpicking because you couldn't find something to hate about the movie, so you just want to find something.
But yeah, and like I said too, with like Lois having that autonomy, she doesn't have to be with Superman because he's a superhero. She could have her own free will to be like, I gotta vet you out. I don't know if I really like you. And like,
right.
yeah, you're great and all, but like there are some things that aren't super great about you, which is kind of funny because he tries to have this whole persona of being like the perfect sort of savior type of thing. And she's like,
And
that's nice. But
to answer one of the comments, Sanji, to be fair, the city was evacuated. At most, the people that would have led back into the city would have been like police officers or like emergency people. They would have not allowed civilians to just go back and roam the street immediately, which is why the mall would have been empty at the end. Was it corny? Yes, but at the same time, it was just like, it's all right. It's not a big deal. That's the way I took it. As simple as that.
Mm.
I mean, I'm fine with it. Like you said, they're
Are
young.
you?
They're growing. I did not have a problem. I did not have an issue. I take it as they're growing. I think Lois is and I just wrote in the chat, I think Lois allows her career to bleed into her relationship. I think Darth said
Right.
it earlier, talking about, she's not, yeah, Superman goes and saves people. She's not just going to be like, good job, Superman. She looks at it with integrity, like everything. And then it's that journalistic integrity.
Which is fair because Superman is naive. He's a naive character.
And
That's
I love
his
that
character
about
flaw.
him. I'm glad
Yeah,
that
that's
he
really
is.
his character flaw.
And I think her character flaw is she does not separate that when it comes to her relationships, and
I think
it
she should.
I don't think she necessarily shouldn't, but like if you're gonna be with her, you got to know what you're taking along for the ride. Like,
No, but I think
don't
it's a good point because Superman is so naive. He needs somebody to call him out as it is. He doesn't need to be coddled, especially when he's some kind of godlike entity that goes around doing whatever he wants to. He needs somebody to be like, "Hey, my man, you can't do that. You're gonna cause issues, especially since you're based in the state." And that's a classic Superman story. Superman likes to believe he's independent, but at the end of the day, he's an American, and he represents quote unquote America because that's where he's based. So if he goes and interfere in other countries, those other countries are gonna assume that the American government is pulling the string, which was the plot of this entire movie. The American government was afraid that Superman was going to do certain action they don't want to do because remember he attacked one of their allies.
correct.
So you have to assume
Right.
behind the scene
Yeah.
there was diplomatic issues. Like he can't do that, and again, it shows how naive it is. And he needs somebody like Lois Lane that's not going to coddle him and be like, "My man, you are retarded. Stop getting involved in shit that do not involve you."
Scratch that from the
Hey,
record.
And
Do not.
funny enough, there are actual Superman plot lines that like where like he does become like a government hit piece where the US government does send him out to do their aid, and people criticize him for it,
Exactly.
saying you're just a lapdog of the US. Like what are you doing? Oh, Dr. Mondo, you're muted.
Yeah, like Batman v Superman, like the original.
Oh,
is
the card. Yeah,
basically-
yeah.
It's pretty much Superman is the president's lapdog. He sends Superman to Gotham to deal with an old Batman.
Oh, you talking about the Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, the Dark Knight Returns. Dark
yeah.
Knight Returns, and it's
Yeah.
like, and Batman wipes the floor with Superman.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of saying, it's like, I want you to remember that I beat you. Like, so it's like there are storylines that Superman is the presidential lapdog.
I think it'd be cool to actually explore this idea because obviously I don't think Lois is going to let up and she's still going to check him. But obviously he needs to adhere to some things she is saying. She's not saying he was wrong. She's saying two things can be right, is what she
Right.
was saying.
Right.
And I think if they choose to explore that, like Superman, maybe he does, keep doing his Superman thing, but then for more, precarious situations, maybe he does need to consult a government person, someone though he trusts, you
Yeah.
know. So
Because remember,
I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done.
no, it's not. Because remember from that scene, he also mentioned that he practically blackmailed the head of a country by flying him into the middle of a desert, putting him against a cactus, and telling him, "You do what I want, or else."
Oh no, that's just a threat.
Yeah. He was just outright threatening. He was
That was-
torturing
he-
him in a way.
I mean, I like to think it's blackmail. He blackmailed the guy into telling him, "You do what I want, or else you die," or it's implied that you're going to die.
I think that's a
Again,
threat.
Yeah,
and
it's just a
remember,
threat. Yeah, he didn't
But
have
again-
anything like against him to say if
That's
you
right.
don't do this, I'm gonna show.
Okay,
this or
yeah,
do
a
whatever.
threat.
But
It's a
yeah,
blackmail. But the point is, this Superman did not see anything wrong with it because he's a nice guy. I'm the golden boy. Look at me. But other people don't know that. Other people think the man is a psychopath.
yeah. When
His
when-
enemies are gonna think he's a psychopath.
when he was saying that in the interview, I was like, oh, Lois is gonna eat that up.
exactly.
Lois is gonna tear that apart because you can't do that.
Imagine if you had an ego and you're at home chilling and this man pop out at your house, grab you, flies you away at Mach 10 in the middle of nowhere and tell you, "Hey man, why are you talking shit? You want to die? Oh, you better stop." That's basically what he did.
Mm.
No, and it's kind of like, so Lois grounds Superman. Like, she grounds Superman because it's like, honestly, like Superman with his naivety and all that, but also like with his powers, it's very easy to develop like that God complex You know, it's like you're just going out. It's like, yeah, I'm doing everything right. I'm the savior and all that. And she just goes in and says, it's like, yo, optics. That might look like that for you, but look how it looks for like the average Joe across the street. That looks horrible. But also, in turn, Superman or Clark Kent also kind of lets Lois know, like, hey, like sometimes it's not about like optics and just doing this and that and like thinking about what other people think and all that. It's just doing the right thing.
Mm.
You know, like
Yeah.
seeing it's like kind of like seeing what the best in people and just say and like sometimes it's a very easy common sense decision. It's just like people are gonna die.
They're saying, where's the line? Where's the
Like,
line?
where's the line,
Right.
right? It's like, people are gonna die. It's
And-
like if I don't do anything, they're gonna die.
And that was his line in that
And
moment.
it's like, and the honestly, the best line, like it was just like you see beauty and like how it goes. It's like you think everything and everyone is beautiful, and then it's like maybe that's the real punk rock. Like,
Oh, the crab, the what is it? The crab
The
joys?
crab joy.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but that's like in that, and then he just says maybe that's the real punk rock. Going against the grain. Kindness is going against the grain. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to be kind.
And do we know at what, because we know their relationship is still fresh. It's like I think 3 months into their relationship. Did they ever say if
Oh no, we don't know if it's 3 months.
No, they did say that in the movie. They said
Yeah,
it was like,
when
I
he
thought
was in her
Jimmy-
apartment.
I thought Jimmy and Sumi was 3 months. Oh, never mind.
no. Yeah. So, but my question is, do we know who Lois kind of started the relationship with? Did she start it with Clark Kent and then she learned later that he was Superman? Or did she
we don't know.
Did she realize, oh, Superman is Clark Kent? Let's date or whatever. Because I think that's a point of contention that I see that people bring up, and also in the chat. We don't know what Lois got into with this relationship with Clark. For all we know, she liked Clark. She started dating him, and at some point, she learned, oh, this guy is Superman.
I'm willing to bet with you
I
that they started dating as Clark Kent, and then within the first date, he said, "Oh, by the way, I'm Superman," which is why she made a joke later on and say, "Why the hell is he telling everyone he's Superman?"
Well, there's a
Be-
throwaway line too about the hypno glasses. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was a joke or
Or if it was intentional about
right, if that's intentional as like, does he actually have hypno glasses?
I thought he did. I thought that was one of the plot line of
I-
like one of the old comics.
I think that's
it
a
is.
gag from just as a joke to be like, oh, he must have hypno glasses, because I think he did have that in like some of the classic comics. Because the question
Yeah.
was, how the hell do just glasses make you undetectable to people as like
It's the
Superman?
hair.
It's
It's
the
the
hair.
hair
And-
also,
and
and
to
the
be
coil.
fair, they have done like little experiments like this where they've shown to people like glasses. What you're pointing to? The beanie? What?
Remember what I told you about when people saw my Lilo and Stitch takes?
Oh, that they could not recognize you because you didn't have the beanie on.
People in my office said, "Hey, I saw your Lilo and Stitch TikToks, but I didn't recognize it was you because you had that beanie on."
And
Right.
to be fair, I
It's-
looked up the actor. When he has the beard, he looks completely different. I didn't recognize him either.
He does. Like, it's very easy to say, oh, Superman is obviously Clark Kent, because you know as a viewer that is Clark Kent. But when you don't know who to piece Clark Kent together, something as simple as glasses is enough to throw you off. I mean, it's small, but it happens. It happens.
It can happen. It can happen.
Um,
Whether you buy it or not, we'll see how they further explore it.
Yeah.
I think our little final bit, we see Supergirl, we get her.
Connectivity cameo
Yeah.
appearances.
It's the next film. It's the next film. I think it's kind of interesting how they said we're going Superman and then we're going Supergirl.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. You think they try. I mean, obviously, Batman's a different thing going on. They have the Batman, but they're trying to do their brave and bold Batman. But the fact that they said no, we're doing Supergirl. Granted, I think Supergirl is going to be very outer space type of
Oh, cosmic.
exploration, cosmic. She, 'cause she's getting
Yeah.
drunk on planets with red suns,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I welcome. I welcome.
I would say the reason why I like a Supergirl is because they're keeping it in the same playing field. They're not going from Superman to Green Lantern, which is a totally different hero.
Well, we
They're
do
still-
get the Lantern show early
I mean,
2026.
Yeah, we do, but like in terms of movies, it's keeping it into the same super family, Kal El or the L family era. It's not going from Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Supergirl. Those are like different. I guess they're part of the same universe, but those are different part of the same universe. I
Or
like
they're
that
not going down the Justice League roster.
Yeah, that
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We don't
like
need.
the-
I don't feel like we need that. Like
The-
personally, we all seen the Batman movie. We don't need another Green Lantern movie. I would have a Supergirl movie because I don't think I've ever seen a Supergirl movie.
There's only one Supergirl movie.
There we go.
Is that animated?
No, it's from the 80s. It's in.
Okay.
She appeared in The Flash in that stupid little
Oh, that was her.
multiverse.
Oh,
Yes, that was
Oh
her.
God, ew.
Yeah,
well, there we go.
Disgusting.
it's critically panned.
Yeah, no, it's what the Supergirl movie?
The Supergirl movie. Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, this is their chance. This is their chance to redeem a character like that for like the live action purposes. Do we know if who's directing, who's attached to that?
It is Greg Gillespie, written by Anna Nogueira.
Okay.
They're the main two. Obviously produced by James Gunn. Millie Alcock, young Rhaenyra from House of the Dragon.
Right.
And then, as Dr. Mondo mentioned, Jason Momoa as Lobo. Don't know the extent of his role. I hope he's like her buddy in the film. Crypto is supposed to be coming back in the film as well.
Crypto will return in Supergirl. Is that what you wanted to see?
I mean, we got Crypto on the moon. I thought he left with her, but whatever. But yeah, June 26, 2026.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait. I don't know this guy, Craig Gillespie.
Gillespie, yeah.
He directed Cruella.
Oh,
I like Cruella.
okay. I like Cruella.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did I, Tanya as well. That also got a lot of
So
praise.
he has good works.
Right.
Under-
Right. He does. He does.
I like seeing good works. So
And the thing is, right now, depending on how well Supergirl does, I'm really excited because the writer, which I forgot her, Anna
Nogueira.
Nogueira, she's also attached to be writing the untitled Teen Titans film.
Interesting.
Right.
as
Right.
long as it's better than the TV show, I'm okay with that.
Are you talking about Titans?
Titans.
God,
Okay. Okay.
like such an embarrassment. Whoever
I
came
think
up
I
with
saw.
that
I
needs
think
to
I
be
saw the
fired.
first season of it, and that's
I-
it.
I think
You're
I
braver
didn't
than
watch.
most.
I didn't watch the finale of Titans, but
I think I saw. I just saw. I think the first season of it.
Nah, I watched the first episode and I was like, you know what? There's an animated show from the late 2000s that's better than that, so I went back to that instead.
But see how exciting this can be if Supergirl does real. I mean, I have hopes for Supergirl. Superman, this film was great.
Yep.
I have no reason to doubt Supergirl will also be great. And if Supergirl specifically is great because of the people that are directing and writing it, I'm like, wow, a Teen Titans film in this universe,
That'll be Z tier.
it's gonna cook. It's gonna
Yeah.
cook.
Oh, it'll be
um,
good.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, next up we have Peacemaker season 2.
That's this year,
Uh,
right?
That
that's
one
this
is
year.
going to be
When does it come out?
amazing.
I think it comes out in August.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, even better.
So it's
Oh.
right
I'll be
around the
there.
corner.
I will be there.
I'll be there too. I love the first Peacemaker.
What a
Um,
contrast! Being excited for an upcoming
and
comic book live
Guy
action
Gardner
project, and
Kendra Summers are going to be in it.
Well,
but-
that and Guy Gardner is slated to appear in the Lantern show as well.
Makes
Um,
sense.
and
So
I'm
that will be fun to see him with Hal and John Stewart.
see how the
Look.
contrast is, and actually being excited for upcoming comic
like
book
the
live action
MCU?
projects.
Well, let's
I didn't
talk
say
about
anything.
it.
I did it.
Let's-
I just said.
did.
I said it's
I did.
different. It's different to be
It's
like,
okay.
man, I
It's-
came out of this movie enjoying it. I am
Let's talk
really
about
excited
it.
for the upcoming season 2 of Peacemaker. I'm really excited for Green Lanterns coming up. I'm really excited for Supergirl a year from now. What a motherfucking contrast. I'm just saying.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it?
We can talk about it. Go ahead.
All right. It is
Since you
the
were
payoff-
salivating, wanting
It
to
is-
talk about it.
It is the payoff factor, which we know the payoff factor. The MCU used to be great at the payoff factor. You end post credit scene, introduce a character. We see that character in the next film or two. Phases 4 and 5 notoriously sucked at the payoff factor, but we are getting the payoff factor. This is things James Gunn took from when he was with Marvel and what worked. Supergirl teased in this film. We got her film next year. Even Rick Flag being in this film. He was in Creature Commandos. Also, Clayface, the Clayface movie. Clayface beat the shit out of Rick Flag Sr. in
Right.
Creature Commandos. So I imagine that's a direct connection in less than like 2 years.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, because it's like, I think connectivity is important. It definitely is, because it kind of like it's really cool when you see a lot of moving parts. I'm all cool with standalones too, but when you thread that connectivity, it's like, hey, don't put a scene there of something that you're not even going to touch for the next 3 or 4 years. Because we're gonna be hyped. It plays with a hype factor, and then we're just like, wait, what did this amount to? Nothing.
The payoff needs to be there.
It needs to be like, I think it's like 1 or 2 years. I think, and you're right. Marvel used to be masters of this. They used to be masters at this, and I don't know what happened, but they just like lost the plot.
I told y'all what happened. We'll come
right,
back to
because
it.
you were there. You were there. Assumptions,
I read
assumptions,
the book.
assumptions.
I read the
Where it
book, and I
happened.
told y'all to read the book.
You don't know how to read.
A 500-page.
It's an easy read.
I was
Do they
I
have
was-
a movie about it
I-
instead?
I was talking to Toasty about it, and it was funny because he made the point again, talking about his favorite movie, Eternals, saying like that
1.
movie came out in what 21 or 20, I think 21.
I have to look it up. It has to be at least 3 to 4 years at this point.
With whatever year it came out, that film ended with
2021.
2021, end of 2021, November. That film
Yep.
came out with an end credit scene where it's a giant intergalactic beast taking a huge chunk of the landscape on Earth, and you never see it addressed all the way up until this year.
Not
Brave
only
New
that,
World.
remember that giant galactic beast also took away the superheroes at the end of the movie, and they disappeared for 4 years. There's zero
Right.
mention of them. And remember, based on what we know with the MCU, their timeline matches our timeline. So if 4 years has passed in our timeline, it also happened in the MCU. Remember the Asian girl that was a superhero? She had a boyfriend. This boyfriend was supposed to be the guy from
He's the Black
Game of
Knight.
Thrones?
The Black Knight.
Yeah, the Black Knight. Where
Yeah.
is he? He
That-
hasn't
We don't
appeared.
know.
That was his
We don't know.
post-credit scene at the end of Eternals.
That
and
was
he
his post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Which means he
That is-
hasn't seen his girlfriend for 4 years. Zero mention of them. Nothing.
That's your film. They set that up. Your film. Your
Yep.
film
Look,
did that.
Your film.
No.
did this.
The MCU did this because
Your
the writers.
film.
No,
That
no,
is
no,
a
no.
It's
choice.
always you.
That is a
You,
choice.
you, never
Let me
me.
tell you.
Chloe Zhao. That was a choice
Let me
by
tell you.
Chloe Zhao. Your queen. Your
No,
queen.
let me tell you, the MCU has incompetent writers, and I've said it in multiple podcasts before this one. They need to let go of half of the writers. These people obviously have lost the goddamn plot. Whoever are the dumbasses sitting in those offices need to have a calling. They need to just start firing people left and right. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you're a part of that movie? that movie didn't make enough money, you're out. You're obviously not competent enough.
So I have a question though. Is it the writers or is it the production studio hopping in and changing things? Because
No, you need to look at the writers first and foremost. You need to look at who is on the ground first. And then once you can rule out people, then you work your way up to the
are you sure?
bigger
Because I feel like
umbrella.
with James Gunn, they said, you know what? You can do whatever you want. You have your writers. We're letting you do everything.
James Gunn, he has wrote Creature Commandos, he has wrote Peacemaker, and he has wrote Superman.
Okay. To be fair,
From this point on, the next several projects has no direct connection to him outside of producing. If those shows suck or those films suck, I'm going to look at the writing staff first because James Gunn is not, well, this is the first time we've seen
He's
him.
overseeing it.
okay.
Correct.
To be fair, I understand what Dorse is saying because if we look at the Acolyte, one of the complaints we had about the Acolyte was the head writer. We felt like she was hiring her friends to film the show, including the fact that she had her wife as one of the main characters or as one of the characters in the show. If you were the average writer, you were not going to speak up because you want to get your paycheck. So it is possible that you have to work your way up and down and start firing not the writers, but firing the head writers
Well,
because they have to be responsible.
you're talking about the showrunner, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm talking about those
The
like
people
showrunner,
in
writer, whatever it
charge
is.
of actually
People in charge
doing
because
the
obviously
show.
some
Yeah.
people that are in charge that are making decision at the MCU, Disney, all those things, they're incompetent. It's
Well, I mean,
obvious. We all
I'm-
know this.
I'm even thinking about the person who was the writer for Multiverse of Madness. He was like saying, "Oh, well, I like Wanda and she's really OP, so I'm gonna write her into my script." And I'm like, as the main villain, and I'm like, why?
No,
Why would you do this?
there's
And-
there's
yeah.
documented issues with that movie in the sense that it's like
Correct.
so initially I forgot the name of the director of the first Doctor Strange movie, but
Uh,
uh,
Erickson.
yeah, I think Erickson. So Erickson, he had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like pretty much like
Derrickson. Sorry, Derrickson.
Erickson, like about 50-75% like done like the plot, the writing of like of Doctor Strange
The
2.
first
I don't
one.
know if it was gonna be-
One thing real quick. Senshi, I know that Acolyte is not part of Marvel. I was just using that as an example of incompetent writer because that was the one example that we knew of where it was obvious where the head showrunner literally hired their family, their friends, and people they worked with in the past, including other writers, and literally their partner to be part of this show. And that show was garbage. I have to assume the same thing is happening with the MCU, which it has to be.
But what were you saying, Dr. Mondo?
No, so pretty much he had like 75% like the plot, the writing done for that movie. I don't know if it was going to be called Multiverse of Madness. It was like Doctor Strange 2.
Oh, it was the
And-
second one. Okay. Okay.
The second, yeah. So like he was going to direct the second one. He had plans for the second one, like pretty much like all pen paper, all that kind of stuff. And they let him go, and then they bring Sam Raimi in, right?
Okay,
And-
so
and-
to
and
your
the-
point, Dr.
And I think
Mondo,
it's like the problem I think with the MCU is like it's multi-layered. I think none of us here know exactly what's going on. Like there, I think it's like we have possibly like theories of like parts of the pie that are causing the problems, but it's a huge ass pie.
I think more than one thing can be true.
Exactly. I think it's like more than one thing can be wrong. And I think one of the big problems that I think goes on is the lack of communication. Because like if you have like writers, the writers can be an issue for sure. Like I think a lot of the writers in the MCU are not good. Do they have good writers? Yes. Like example, they hired for Thunderbolts. That was like a very good writer. But the problem is that there's no communication between like in the studio saying like, okay, hey, we're going to let you do what you do best. And that's right. That's direct and all that. But there are certain things that you need to touch upon in the movie to like connect them, to keep the thread going.
Dr. Mundo,
Oh.
we spoke about that before. Remember when we said they need to have one writer
Yeah, no.
in charge of all the
we talked about this
studios.
before.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the problem. The MCU, there isn't that communication. And then you let the writers do their thing, or the directors or the producers or whatever. sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's in the middle. And then like the interference from the production team, like, or the corporate comes in saying like, yo, you're not doing what we want. And it's like, but what do you want?
Grandmaster would say
So-
Kathleen Kennedy.
And
but
then
yeah.
they just like, and it's like anything that's done in a hurry against time is going to be bad. And that's what they do. They like start cutting, start reshoots, rewriting, all this type
Exactly.
of stuff. Like, and they're like pressing against time.
Defend it,
It's gonna be
Grandmaster.
a mediocre
I'm-
project.
I'm
because
not here to
there's no
defend it.
communication.
We
Mhm.
have we can specify, we have direct examples. To
Mhm.
Dr. Mondo's point, yes, Scott Derrickson was booted out by the top execs. You know, that was a
Yes.
contrast with what Kevin and them had going on. The issue is not we need one writer. Again, if you read this book,
No,
and I'll talk.
I am
never
not
said that we
reading.
need one
I didn't say
writer.
you said that. I didn't say you said that.
But it's
that's
like,
something
but
Toasty
it's
said.
like, it's like, but again, it's like that you
Read.
just said that just like proves that you didn't even listen to a single shit I just said.
I am listening to you.
Cook
but
him,
what
Dr.
I'm
Mundo,
trying
cook
to
him.
get at is, again, I can explain why there is an issue.
Then say it.
Go on.
And
Say
say
it.
it.
I've been said it. That's how I know y'all don't listen to what I have to
Can you just
Maybe
say
you
it,
don't do a
please?
good job.
Remember this. Phase 1 through 3.
Mhm.
Kevin is top dog. But who's the one that sets up the rest of the phases after phase 1? It's Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon throws in Thanos at the end of Avengers. And then Kevin says, wow, that was a great move. You got a secret endgame boss that we're now going to build up to. So Kevin says, Joss, you're taking head of the ship. I'll produce, but you're going to be in the room with these writers telling them that by the end of your film, we're building towards endgame Thanos. That was the through line through those films. And Joss, he bows out by phase 3, which is great because phase 3 was when Marvel becomes like Marvel Studios does not have to answer to Marvel Entertainment, because at phases 2 and 1 are when top dogs at Marvel Entertainment are saying you need to have these characters so we can make these toys. Bob Iger, your king, comes in and says, we're going to separate y'all.
King.
Marvel Studios is going to do your thing.
King.
Marvel Entertainment, you do your thing. You don't wear no. If Bob Iger didn't do that, we wouldn't have had Black Panther. We wouldn't have had Captain Marvel. We wouldn't have a lot of the racially diverse characters that we see. So you can thank your king for that. Phases 4 and 5, Kevin is now the head of all of Marvel. He is not boots on the ground with what's going on. And you don't have a Joss Whedon who is here to steer the ship. And that is why phase 4 and 5 I have a mess. Now, King was a great idea, but you don't have someone saying we are building towards Kang.
But again, it's like I'm not taking away from anything you just said. Like, again, I think it makes total sense what you said. I know you read that book. I know you're citing that book. But I'm not blaming everything on Kevin Feige. I'm not saying like Feige is the
I'm not saying
architect
you are.
of everything that's going wrong. But does he have a part to play? Yeah, because it's like if you knew, right, that Sweden, that was his last name.
Whedon.
Helped so much when it came to this. And obviously you now, because of your position now, cannot be on the ground. You need to have your man on the ground.
And that was
And it's like and you've had years to do this. You like I can get, let's say the guy left and maybe the first few movies in phase 4, sure, we got these problems. That's fine. Like growing pains, totally fine. But we're 5 years.
I think it's inexcusable. I agree.
It's like we're 5 years in, and it's very glaring that you know where the problem like one of the big problems is in terms of like the lack of communication between the writers, the producers, like the thread, the storyline, the overarching universal plot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that you have chosen not to fix it.
It's not as black and white as you're making it.
No,
Remember,
but, like, I mean, this is one of the problems. I'm not saying this is the only problem.
well, you have to remember Bob Chapek, Iger retires, Chapek comes in, and what's his big game plan? Disney Plus. He says we need Marvel shows. We need a bunch. We need to catch up to Netflix. So now, on top of Kevin not being in the role that he's in, and actually Kevin's handpicked people all ended up kind of screwing their positions in some way, talking to the media and getting fired and stuff. Now Kevin's proteges are not around. Now you have this extra push for this Disney Plus shows. So it's more talking that needs to be happening that's not happening. So bring back Bob Iger. Phase 5 is the last of the Bob Chapek projects. We will see what happens with Phase 6 moving forward because
Yeah, this is the backlog.
This
Everything that's most of the things that are coming out now are pretty much the backlog. That they-
Ironheart was the last show that was originally announced when they said all these Disney Plus shows and projects.
There's that elusive Armor Wars that
Armor
won't
Wars
they?
is dead. As
We
far
don't
as
know.
we know,
We don't
as
know.
far as we know, Armor
and
Wars
there's
is dead.
also Wonder Man.
Wonder Man was not part of that technically. If I'm doing the timeline,
Are you
right.
sure? I'm pretty sure it was. It was
if-
like at the very end of like the long list of show. I'm pretty sure that was Chapek.
If it was,
If,
then
if
they
anything,
absorbed
it's
it.
like 2025 is going to be the backlog year.
Because the thing is with Wonder Man, remember what's the new thing with Echo? Echo's under that brand.
Marvel
Presentation or
Spotlight.
Spotlight. I think it is.
I think Wonder Man has enough time to be absorbed into that, which then Iger's already back to where maybe they are going to address things in Wonder Man. But again, the biggest difference here is James Gunn, as far as we see right now, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Gods and monsters, whatever that really means.
Yeah, that's the kind of like phase one.
It's the phase.
It's your phase.
The phase one
Yeah.
of Gods and Monsters.
Yeah. So with that said, he's got a vision. He doesn't announce projects or he doesn't announce release dates until the script is finished.
Which I think, in my opinion, and this is just an opinion, I think that's the way to do it.
He learned this from Marvel. He's got a plethora of, he's got why, and that's the problem with the DCEU. They did not look at Marvel and saw what they did right, and they did everything wrong. James Gunn is looking what went right. He's looking up with what went wrong with both DCEU and MCU.
Try not to repeat the same mistakes.
Correct. And that is the smart move. And after watching Superman, I used to get on y'all for being like, oh, James Gunn.
We remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I still need to see him in the producer side. Supergirl will be, or Lanterns. I'm going to let Lanterns be kind of my in on whether or not he's got it from here. That's all I got to say.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be waiting. Let's say Lanterns does great and all this does great. I'm gonna be waiting for the next. I need to see this.
I need to wait till Justice League because we
Let's
don't know
wait until
what.
this. Let's wait until this. I'm just like waiting to hear this. And and if I'm wrong, call me out on the pod. You know when you said this on July 13th, 2025 on this pod?
He will
On the
remember.
pod.
I'll remember.
If there's one thing I know Grandmaster Hoop is good at is holding grudges. So
it's
he'll
like,
remember.
Call me out on that pod and say, you know what? It's like, see, I didn't say I stuck to my word. I stuck to my word and blah blah.
Well, here, since we're talking about we're seeing what projects are going to happen from the DCU and what we're looking forward to most, let's wrap it up on Superman. I think we talked about really everything with the film, unless there's something that we're
forgot
missing.
anything.
I mean, I'm okay with the post-credit scenes being what they were. I know some people were talking about.
There's talking about. Did you hear the meta commentary about the crack?
Which crack?
Which one?
The one with Mr. Terrific and Superman looking at the building.
Oh.
And there's a crack left. Do you know the meta commentary on it?
What?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, so the crack is supposed to represent the DCEU.
Now hold on, wait. Let me pause. Toasty, do you know the scene that he's talking about?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know what
you probably didn't watch
the very last post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't stay for that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So just
because I saw the first one. I was like, "What the hell?"
Very
is this
brief
shit?
overview. Just say what it was, and then
it's Mr. Terrific and Superman. You know, Metropolis pushed back because the rift is closed.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
And there's a crack because the building is slightly off. It's not aligned perfectly, and Superman's like, it looks a little off, and Mr. Terrific is like, are you kidding me? You really want to complain about it being a little slightly off? Look at the shit I did. Look at what I just did.
Oh, okay.
And y'all want to complain about this? No, I'm done. And he like walks off. That's funny. So the commentary is them DC incels who are complaining. Mr. Terrific is James Gunn, and he's saying, I fixed the DCU. It was broken before, and I fixed it. And y'all just want to look for the littlest things and complain about them.
I see it. They're looking at a building, and there's a small crack in the building.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you say, okay, so this one crack, you're going to just forget all that I just did here.
That's funny.
Right.
It is funny.
I still thought that scene was funny by itself. But at the same time, I was questioning, why is this the post-credit scene? It's funny, but you just did a gag, or not a gag, but
he's
you did
speaking to the audience.
But knowing the commentary now, I'm like, you know what? The monkey bot stuff was really hilarious. This is another layer of, now it's even more hilarious. The crack in the wall, the meta commentary, genius. Honestly, I was a little lower starting things off, coming out of the film. I feel like it's a film I want to watch a second time, because it was the same thing with The Batman, where I watched The Batman in theaters, and I remember liking it, but I didn't like love it. But then I watched it a second time, and I really, really loved The Batman. So I want to watch Superman a second time, but just talking through everything, and also just what the film did right, and the meta commentary of, this is a soft reboot into what was a broken shitfest from the Snyderverse and the DCEU. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. This is a 9. It doesn't get to that 10 just because, again, I feel like there were parts that were clearly cut out, like the Daily Planet people. Maybe it was fluff. Maybe it was too much in an already jam-packed film. But you could still feel like that actor, Perry, whoever is playing him.
Bunk.
Bunk. He plays that one guy, Toasty, in what's that show on Amazon Prime with John Krasinski? But John Krasinski. He's
I'm
God.
Only human.
What?
Is it the one where he says, "I'm only human"?
I'm only human after all. What's the name of that show with John Krasinski?
You're talking about Jack Ryan. He's in
Jack Ryan. Yes. Jack Ryan.
Wendell Pierce. He plays Bunk in The Wire. He was in Thunderbolts. He's in Jack Ryan.
Okay.
He underutilized.
He was right, and I felt that. I felt that in this film, and
I recognize him now.
I literally just saw him as the cigar guy, like, run the paper, Lois. I want pictures of Superman. That's all I saw him as. But outside of that, great action, great cinematography, which is very strange. It's the same cinematographer from the Flash movie.
Oh, is it?
It is, yes. The name is escaping me, but someone in the chat pointed it out earlier too. I'm like, whoa, I gotta look that up, and it is the
Well,
same.
they have improved.
Clearly, I loved the camera
Henry
work.
Braham.
What is it?
Henry Braham.
Henry Bronham. Yeah, same cinematographer on The Flash. A night and day difference.
Damn, man.
Right.
God, he is listed on the Flash. Jesus.
And it goes to show when you have good leadership,
You create good movies.
you create good or great
Time out.
movies.
We should give him more credit though. He's also the cinematographer for Guardians 3, The Suicide Squad,
Oh,
Guardians 2. So it looks like he's a fan favorite of James Gunn.
it
So
it just turns out when you're tied to the DCEU, even greatness gets squandered in the sewage pipe. So he's like, all right, I'm back on my A game. I got good leadership. Yeah, just I loved almost everything in Superman. I was going in hyped there. I was hesitant with Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor at first, because in the trailers he low key to me was giving Jesse Eisenberg just in a different way, but coming out of Superman, peak. I want to see
because
I want to see more of him, and so that's why for me, Superman 2025, good start to the DCU. It's a 9. Originally I was like at an 8 to an 8.5 because I was like, I don't know, maybe they could have done this a little different. Now thinking back on it a little bit more, it's a 9. It's a 9 for me. It's a 9.
no, it's the same thing. I'm not gonna say all this. It's just a 9 because it's just a good movie. Like it didn't go into any cringe stuff. It didn't do anything weird. It gave us a classic story without doing anything dumb. And it also expanded on other side characters. So yeah, it's a 9 for me. I remember when I finished the movie yesterday, I called Dr. Jason. I was like, this is the best superhero movie I've seen in the last couple years.
Yeah, Toasty usually
I
hates
was hooked.
superhero movies. I was actually shocked that he came out saying that he was glazing the film like he does across the Spider-Verse and stuff like that.
Because if you think about it, this movie to me, it was hitting from beginning to the end. From beginning to the end, it was action after action after action after action. Every character hit in this movie. Every scene that was kind of a low scene, I didn't feel lasted too long. It lasted the perfect amount of time. They did a good job. And honestly, if there is a gun cut to the movie that adds an extra
I'm there
hour,
day one.
I'm there day one.
5
guess
hour?
what?
5 hour cut?
5 hour. Guess what? When the Blu-ray 4K combo pack Steelbook comes out for $150, I'll be there at one point. Maybe not day one. I'll try to get it. But honestly, I enjoyed the movie. It's not out of 10. I don't want to give it a perfect score because I want to see what else they're cooking. And in the word of Grandmaster, I can't judge something by one movie or one season. It needs a couple more to truly be prepared.
We can't judge Superman right. He's still growing. We need 5 sequels, and then we
This
can properly
story is
look
over.
at it.
They clearly closed this
Superman's story is not over. We
It's
have
not
to
over.
come back.
You want to know why
This
it's not
story,
over?
This
No.
story.
It's just the beginning. Guess what? Because Lex Luthor is going to Belle Reve, which is again related to the Peacemaker character.
Amanda Waller. That's
Yes.
Amanda Waller.
Yes.
Yep.
And don't be surprised if you see him in one of the prison cell when they have the next Peacemaker show. He might not have a role, but he might just show up on the side.
He might.
Yeah, he
I
might.
mean,
He might.
they were able to get Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller on the
Season
finale
1.
for season 1. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Peacemaker.
And again, I won't be surprised if somehow Amanda Waller uses him to build up her super soldier program or some kind of stuff like that. Which
Or the
again,
next generation of Suicide Squad.
there we go.
Mm,
I can't wait.
mm.
No,
They're
like,
cooking.
no,
They
I
are.
give this a 9. Like I loved the movie from beginning to end. I like action packed. It was exciting. It was fun. It was funny, whimsical, witty, goofy when it needed to be, but also heartwarming where it also needed to be. I'm not a Superman fan, and I freaking loved it. Also, like I went with my girlfriend. My girlfriend is not a superhero movie fan, and she adored the movie. So it's like even if you're not a superhero fan, it's just such a great movie to watch and have fun. And also, even though it doesn't like, try to be go the extra mile and try to like make you ponder and all that, it gives you a really heartfelt message, right? Like kindness is cool, go against the grain, be that punk rock. It's a very simple message, but it just highlights it throughout the entire movie in a really good way. And yeah, it's action packed, exciting. Cornsweet absolutely killed it as
Mm.
Superman. God damn it! Like he is Superman. He is Superman. Nicholas Holt killed it as Lex Luthor, in my opinion. Crypto, I freaking loved Crypto as well. And my only thing with the movie, I wish they would have used Kendra Summers a little bit more. I think she was a little bit underutilized. That was like one of my little gripes with the movie. Uh, but I don't, she's gonna be in the Peacemaker series, so I don't doubt she's gonna have a role there. So yeah, and I'm excited for what James Gunn has cooking. Like James Gunn, he knows how to write, he knows how to direct, he knows how to use characters, he knows how to make you care about them. And like the guy doesn't miss. He hasn't missed.
He has not missed. He's I think we said earlier 7 for 7 if you're counting shows.
And again, like
You
what
should count shows.
and again, what I say with this, it's like I'm very critical of Marvel because I'm a person that like when I know you can do greatness, you can give me greatness, I'm gonna expect greatness out of you. I'm not going to expect mediocrity out of you. And Marvel has given us greatness and all this. So it's like I want a comic book nerd's dream, which is two really cool ass universes giving us like bomb ass movies and shows and content and material so we can just enjoy it. So this is like, and I do like DC more than Marvel. So it's like, I also love that DC is now flying. I love that.
Yo, yes. And just as a quick note, Darce had to step out. But in spirit, he is giving this movie an 8.9 out of 10. I just give it the 9, Darce.
The score is 8.9. Come on,
that's
my
called
man.
an aggregate. That you can't score a film individually by 8.8, 8.7. It's either 8.5 because it's a halfway point between an 8 or a 9, and it doesn't reach the 9 yet, but it's better than an 8, or it's the
You know
actual
what?
whole integer, 9 or 8. But
That reminds-
Darce gives 8.9 out of 10. And Toasty, what
No, I'll say that reminds me of those teachers in middle school and high school that didn't want to give you a 90%, so they give you an 89.49 or something because they'd have to round up. That's what he did right now.
Toasty, you're
It
one of
feels
those
wrong.
teachers. Shut the fuck up.
That's not the point.
Like, yeah, get the hell out of here with that mess. But we have everyone's scores, the ones that are that enjoyed the movie. I guess we'll get into
Yo,
the people that are gonna get some bullshit hot
Who
takes.
said I didn't enjoy the movie?
I wasn't
Grandmaster-
talking about you. But if
Okay,
you want to
wait.
put that label on
Grandmaster,
yourself,
just start off. Just start off with it. What is your score?
But here's the floor. You have the floor. Save the best for last. All lights are on you. The spotlight's on you. What did you think of Superman, and what's your final verdict?
I'm waiting.
Walking out of the film.
We don't need an exposition. Give us a score.
God.
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead. Hurry. Go.
Walking out of the film, I gave it an 8. Having this conversation, I'm going to bump it up to an 8.5. I still very much enjoyed this film. Cornsweet was my biggest question mark. He won me over. Still don't care for the suit that much, but it wasn't that bothersome in the actual film. The cast, I think, from everybody, nobody missed in the cast. I thought the cast was really good. I really appreciated the action sequences and everything, the cinematography. I love the themes that we have talked about today. And that's what I really most look forward to with these types of films is the conversations we have after, because if they do not warrant a conversation, that means your film probably did something wrong or just sucked. So
In contrast, we went to watch Craven, and we didn't care to do a Craven pod.
hell no. Hell
And
no.
not only that, did you not give Quantum Mania a 9.5?
I did not. I did not.
He gave it an 8.
You give it an 8?
Yeah, but if you ask me what I give it now, it'd probably be lower. But let me
Hmm.
finish here. I think this movie though still has some problems. It's a catch 22. I love that this film is the most comic book Superman film we've had to date, with all these moving parts and elements that makes me feel like we're watching Superman the animated series on the big screen. However, at times it can feel overstuffed. Obviously, some things probably got cut or some things got sidelined, and I would have wanted more from that. But ultimately, it's not enough to detract me from overall enjoyment of the film. Uh, so yeah, I give it 8.5. I dare the next sequel to be better and get me. I got to be emotionally moved. I was not emotionally moved. The last superhero film to make me emotional was like truly emotional, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. If I could be moved to tears, you're a 10 for me. So it's a hard hill to reach. So but I challenge them and they've been doing great. Like we said, James Gunn hasn't missed. I'm very much like to see what he does just from the production chair in Supergirl and Lanterns. But I am genuinely excited for the DCU. I very much care about where it goes from here, and I'm not as skeptical as I was before. There you
Good.
have it.
Well, well. Look at that. Look at that.
Mm.
Well,
Praise be to Gunn.
praise be to Gunn.
The phrase is the gun does not jam.
The gun does not miss.
There's there's a lot of metaphors you can make with this guy's name. It's actually kind of funny. Well, I think that wraps up our thoughts on Superman. And while we were streaming this live, for those that are not watching us live on YouTube, we were running a poll as to which Superman film was the best. And I find it funny that this film is still in the conversation, but out of 38 votes, Superman, the options were Superman, this one, right, 2025, Man of Steel, Christopher Reeves' Superman 2, because I understand that's supposedly the best of the classic Superman films, and Batman v Superman. Those are really the only like comparisons you can make. Maybe I should have put Superman Returns, but YouTube only lets you put 4 options. Out of 38 votes, Superman 2025 has 44% of those votes, and just beneath that, 36% said Man of Steel. 36%. Above Christopher Reeves' Superman 2, that's at 13%. And of course, Batman v Superman at 5%. No one even dared. But
The Man of Steel people are lying to themselves.
But it
Okay.
looks like you're going to have these conversations for the next several months and probably years comparing Superman 2025 to Man of Steel and which film is the better Superman.
One more
film.
thing. It makes sense that the Reeves Superman 2 is so low because that movie is older than most of your audience, if
Also,
not all of
by the
them.
way, like we said something like you mentioned Christopher Reeves. The reporter, like I think like the news reporter that appears
Oh.
in the movie, that
Yes.
is Christopher Reeves' son. That's
Yes.
Will Reeves, I think.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like
cool.
a nice little like homage.
Yes.
Yep.
That was nice. I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's you're gonna see the comparisons. You're gonna see the Snyder bots, blasting this film. I think I remember talking to Toasty about it. There were like active hate campaigns leading up to the film where people were trying to organize groups to make sure that they review bomb Superman 2025. And James Gunn even commented on them too. Like he saw some of like the actual threads and he's like, what is wrong with you people? Like, why are you like
Yeah.
this?
I know he was sitting at his house seating, looking at the troll comments.
He's like,
And then
dude,
monkeys.
Like, you know what? Just because of that, it's funny because I feel like maybe even the monkey bots were maybe a last minute addition. He's like, you know what? Just because of you guys, I'm putting this in. I'm putting this in.
That would actually be hilarious if people figured out that the comments that the monkey were writing were actual comments that people had written on Twitter.
They're not. They're
That
too
would
dumb.
be-
They're too dumb. Over their head.
Over their heads. Yeah.
Come on.
And when they
Super
do
shit.
someone's gonna have to explain it, and they're gonna do. Is this movie about us?
Is it?
Huh?
I feel like in watching the movie a second time, there's maybe some like pin or something on one of the monkeys' like fur that maybe has like a JL logo on it, or
Even better, it has a GMH logo, the MCU greatest fan.
the FCU greatest. I don't know. I feel like there's something there that it's probably microscopic that you have to zoom in on, but yes, I'm glad this film defied expectations, and you know what? I'll probably go rewatch Man of Steel just for the shits and giggles, just to be like, let me go see this again. I know where it stands in relation to this film. But
also, by the way, this Superman movie already has the highest opening weekend for any solo Superman film ever. Like,
Okay.
it's like it made like total 270 million opening weekend box office.
70 million?
217.
Is that domestic or is that
No,
international?
that's like a total. That's like I think global, like domestic.
Wow.
Actually, no. Global release
like
seems to be
globally, it
after.
made 217 million in opening. Domestic, it made 122 million.
That's crazy.
After
so,
was probably
and-
Ray.
Domestic.
Yeah, its budget, like the budget of the movie was 225 million.
Right.
It's a crazy budget.
What?
It's a crazy budget. That's a large
Crazy
budget.
budget. And it pretty much like almost made its budget already
In first weekend. Yeah.
in the first weekend.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I mean, the movie theater was packed for me. Like I told Dr. J yesterday, I had to go to goddamn Regal, and that movie theater they should be
no
closed
one
down.
likes Regal.
It was absolutely.
I like
freaking-
Regal.
I like Regal.
You're
I like that.
disgusting.
I like that.
It is what it is. That's like all the theaters we have in Orlando.
Not for the price.
We
It
have
was way more
AMCs.
expensive. It was way more expensive than AMC, but AMC was packed to the brim. So
I mean, our theater was pretty packed. We did IMAX.
There you go.
I did the 3D movie. That one was halfway full. Most people went to the standard, but the 3D was the perfect time for me. But it was
I
still good.
see. Well, there you have it, folks. There's our thoughts on Superman 2025, The Gunverse is Real. And who knows, maybe you'll see us again for, God forbid, Fantastic Four.
Fantastic shit. Yeah.
Fantastic shit. I listen, this is the
I'm
state
honestly excited
this
for
is the
that
state the
movie. I'm not gonna
MCU
lie.
has me in. In contrast to DCU, I do not look forward to watching MCU projects anymore. But for the DCU, they're 2 for 2 right now with Creature Commandos and Superman. I am excited to watch the next thing. I want to see
And Peacemaker.
and Peacemaker. Well, I'm counting like what's in the DCU officially. Peacemaker season
Peacemaker
1.
did it.
Peacemaker season
Season
1
2
is
will
not.
address.
Yes, season
Yeah.
2
I mean,
is going to address it actually being in the
Okay, that's
DCU
fair.
properly. So yes, so you might see us on Fantastic Four, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm gonna watch that movie just to be a hater.
We'll see. I'll definitely still
let's
watch
come
it.
back. Let's
I-
commit
no.
to Fantastic Four right now. We'll be back. Let's come back.
Question mark. That'll
Question
be.
mark.
I'll be back for Fantastic Four.
Perfect.
We shall see.
We're
You know
gonna have
what?
a
You're
good
right.
time.
Grandmaster needs to be bullied. So yeah, I'll be back.
Please. And I cannot wait until y'all are actually wrong on this.
Right,
So,
right. Because we were wrong on James Gunn for this
Don't
entire
worry.
time.
I will send y'all a text of my empty theater when I go watch it.
Right. Of course.
It's Fantastic
course.
Four is going to be the Goku and Vegeta meme. Vegeta, we got to fight somewhere where it's empty. They're in the Fantastic Four theater.
If you really think that, by all means.
But We'll catch you on the next one, folks. Thank you everyone in chat that stopped by to say hello. Sanji, certified hater on Lois and the Superman relationship, but we still love you. Everyone else, thank you for stopping by to say hello. If you're listening to us live, we do these live streams all the time for the pod episodes on YouTube, so stick around for that. Make sure you're subscribed. And of course, if you're listening to the recordings, listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at the Yonko Table. And check out the little shorts that we're going to do on these. We're going to do shorts. We are.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. But I am your Yonko host, Dr. Jace Attorney, fellow Yonko host as well, Grandmaster Hoop, and Supernova's Darce, Dr. Mondo, and Toasty signing off. Since this is Grandmastership, I don't know what. Do you have something stupid to say?
Imagine a flag in my hand. Superman. Oh, you need more vocal stems? Okay. People were going to die.
Great.
Okay. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
I like those lines. I actually like them.
Yeah.
Crypto, stop.
Where's
Crypto.
the dog?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
There
How
you
long
go.
they been fucking?
Great.